week or so too. Alright, so FF4 runners, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
No Cash is ready.
Alright, I'll give a countdown and we can get this show rolling then. Alright, 5,
Good luck, guys.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Best of luck, everybody.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, everyone.
Have fun. Safety save.
Yes, okay, first things first. Safety save all the time, guys. This is Crumps too, by the way, one of the commentators here for Final Fantasy IV. We'll get everybody else introduced. First things first, though. Safety save all the time. If you guys do not want to be like me last year, don't trust me on this one. Please safety save before Mist and all sorts of other places. Just take my word for it, please. Moving on.
All right,
I
so
should probably introduce everybody here.
yeah, let's go ahead.
Roll call,
and do a roll call.
please.
I'm No Cash. I'm in the top right of the stream. I'm on Team Trash Can. Hype.
How about Team Chocobros? Okay, you can't hear me apparently. Dang. Let's try that again about wyverns.
Hey guys, this is Catastrophic 4, and I am a wyvern ready to burn this to the ground.
Oh, snap.
A trash talk is no
on the
pun
Roth
intended.
from Ultros Boogie.
Did you start, Roth? I'm still seeing your title screen.
Oh, really? Yes, I've started. Can you refresh?
Let me try it again.
It's not the stream. You're probably gonna have to restart your stream, Roth.
Oh, totally. Damn it. Sorry, guys.
At least you're in
It's okay.
cutscene.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
just on the intro.
That is not.
Also, we have that huge Ultra Spooky, so that is
Yeah.
that is much appreciated.
So, like, all in all, I mean, let's recap. Even though we've
All right,
had
I'll
original,
restart.
we've had hype for Team Trash Can, a little bit for Wyverns as well. The picture says it all. I mean, Ultra Spooky right now is taking over the stream. Okay, it
So
was. Now
true.
it's gone.
Yeah, I've, yeah.
That timing,
Just
I swear, the
restarting my
spice of
stream.
life.
All right. I'm not sure if Kobahi's muted or what. So Kobahi's on the top left, and the person talking right now, I am Nirm. I'll be doing some commentating for Final Fantasy IV.
I'm Fireball 13. I'll also be doing commentary.
I'm Feral Pigman, and I'm also possibly doing some commentary at some point.
Yeah, along with possibly some bonus game races too. Speaking of which, you get to make sure that command's live.
Ah.
But
That's right. I completely
Bonus
forgot
game.
about this. This is one of my favorite parts, is figuring out what the bonus games are going to be every year.
yeah,
I don't know why, but I adore voting for stuff like this because no matter what, you can't go wrong with any of these choices, and it gets better. There we go. And it gets better all the time.
They are all very good choices.
yeah. Choices this time are Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals, and Earthbound.
That's
That-
really tough.
Yeah, the winner will be determined by the racers in the relay, depending on how they do both the games themselves and at some incentives we have. The first one of which is coming up fairly soon, and then also by you, the viewer, too. So make sure to get your votes in.
And
Very
viewers
close
like
vote.
you.
Okay, I should be back if you restart. If you
All right.
refresh my stream, it should be alright. Looks
Yep,
like
we
it's
see you
actually
now.
behaving now.
Yep, looking smooth.
Nice.
Yeah.
But getting pushed out the door just about the exact same time, so it looks like nobody got kind of trolled by the intro fights like I usually do.
Yeah.
Raven is a
Koba.
strong boss.
And I'm Poexel, by the way. I'm hosting this little event, and I'll be in and out all day, but I'll mostly be talking during FF6.
I think most of us are going to kind of pop in and out all day, like we usually tend to. As much as we like to claim this is a very organized event, it's more just a lot of us kind of throwing crap at each other throughout the majority of the day.
Yep.
Which is the way it should be. It's all about having fun.
Yeah. So does one of you want to explain Seed 92 then, since that's the first incentive?
All right.
Nirm, I'm
I
going to
can-
point at you again.
Yep, that's totally fine. All right, so before this race even started, everybody has at least tried to manipulate their RNG seed to have 0 encounters up through Mist Dragon, and the way you do that is by basically timing your input on the title screen. So when you press A on the title screen, it sets your encounter seed, and then depending on the frame, so it's totally frame based, and the only cue that the runners have to go off of with that is by audio, because the title screen pops up and then that's all you can see. There's no visual representation. So it boils down to a little bit of luck, because only going off audio, you press the button at the right time and just pray that you got it right. So if the runners did properly get seed 92, they're going to have 0 encounters up through Mist Dragon, and then based on like what they have, if they have like seed 91 or 93, they'll only get 1 encounter, and then it gets worse the further away you get. So that's one of the incentives in the relay this time, is to basically see how close somebody got to seed 92, and that's going to go towards those bonus games that were mentioned earlier.
What's also worth noting is that seed 92 is different on pretty much every cart, so it's not like there's one trigger that everyone finds and that works for. You actually have to figure it out on your own, and it can either be in a really tricky spot or really easy audio cue, so it's just all over the place.
Yep, the 2 cartridges that I have are in completely different audio cues for it. They're relatively close to each other, but they're really different audio cues, and one of them is almost impossible for me to hear. So thankfully the other cart was a much more, like, hey, it's right on a note hitting. Became a heck of a lot easier to find for me.
Yeah, and it even varies. It even varies between Super Nintendo consoles too. Like I had my old console, and then I'm borrowing Dusler's SNES RGB console to have the prettier stream. And even with that, like, my audio cue changed on my card, so it's totally variable.
But once you know where it is, you know where it is, and it does make a huge difference, honestly. It will make a large 30-second, give or take, if not more, difference in your time going through, or your split time going through Mist Dragon.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. I mean, I'm learning the Chrono Trigger speedrun right now. There's a glitch in that that only works on certain model SNES consoles or certain emulators, too.
Wow, is that a new glitch? Because I know that run, and I don't know of this.
It's the Mammon Machine Elixir overflow.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, that makes sense then. Wow, that's evil.
I don't know if you guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. There he is.
Yeah. I don't
Introduce
know
yourself.
So I'm Kobahi on Team Chocobos in the top left. I will be using a terrible window color in a second.
And I'm just going to throw this out there now, a reminder to those who are partaking, eat your vegetables. Don't forget to eat your vegetables.
There's like 3 people that got that joke, by the way.
I'm gonna throw mine in the trash.
I don't get it.
There's even less people that got that.
That might become, clear when they get to Mount Ordeals in about 50 minutes or so.
Relatively soon, just about the end of the hour.
Yep.
And we're off into the outside.
We're going to see what awesome window colors the runners have in store.
Oh man, that battle. That is not C92 at all.
Kobahi is at 1.
Wow.
2?
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Kobahi, I'm so sorry.
Well, that was resolved quickly, at least.
The game is revolting against you.
So again, specifically what they're looking for is to get absolutely 0 encounters on the way up into the first boss, if you will. I'm putting up air quotes there. It's not really a boss. It's more a little tutorial, if you will.
Well, I mean, if you keep poking it, it's going to be a real bad time.
I already know what I got, so if anyone wants to know.
Well, that would imply that you're already there, sir.
I got I got the 1.
He's on the bridge. You got the typical bridge encounter.
Is that one that frames around 92 then? I know at least one of those is just 1 encounter in the cave.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's within 1 or 2 frames of being on the correct one.
That's correct, yeah.
The late encounter is seed 93, and then I believe Roth had seed 91, which is an earlier encounter in the cave, but it's still 1 encounter.
So we absolutely surrounded it, basically, because no cache had 93 then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh. Rip Seed 92.
Yeah.
We're called.
Everyone reset. Nobody got it.
Now what do we do? Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little bit of action going on in this fight. This is basically a tutorial boss, like Crumps mentioned. Mist turns into this misty form where you can't attack during. But what we're going to do in this is you'll see the runners time their jump so that Kane lands right as the Mist Dragon reforms. And then during the dialogue in this fight, they'll also be performing what's called the duplication glitch, the first half of it at least, where you select a slot that's not the first open slot in your inventory, then you unequip an item, and then that unequipped item goes into a different slot than the one you have selected, and then you re-equip the slot you initially selected. And what that does is that causes the game to think you took off 2 of whatever item you had, and so you have 255 shields equipped. And so when you take it off in the menu later, that sets it up to have 256, which is represented in the menu as 0. But there's actually 256 shields in that slot now, and then they'll be selling that for a bunch of money, and that's going to be used to fund the entire run.
I heard a gasp, and I can see where this is leading already.
Looks like.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Okay, good. I didn't see what you did, but sorry, that sounded horrible. Not what I meant. I was a little bit worried because I saw No Cash walking into Mist, and he didn't do a frickin' safety save from what I saw, and you just scared the crap out of me, bro.
Sorry, man.
Okay, guys, seriously, safety save. That's where I screwed up last year, and I don't want to have to direct anybody to wear that tent inside the Mist game. Okay.
I was one of the worst at it forever, and then I just got the hang of the correct way to do it, so it's much easier. But you're right, I scared myself. I scared myself too.
It really is a heck of a lot easier now. That was it you or I cannot remember who.
It was Roth.
It was Roth. Okay, Roth found it where it was basically just it's so simplistic now that you almost cannot screw that up.
Yeah, buffer inputs.
He found that before the last
So now that they've
time
all done it, I'm sorry, I was fiddling with stuff. Did you explain how the Mist clip works exactly?
No, but I can go ahead and do that. So, for whatever reason, walking in this game could be, you can basically take half steps and interrupt it with the menu. And by doing so and using a tent, then it'll immediately stop. And what that does is it shifts the world map over. So, whenever you save and reload the game, they'll actually reappear on top of the town of Mist because the world map was shifted over because of the tent usage on the half step. And so what that does is it allows us to walk over to the other side of Mist and enter from the right side. And doing that gives us access to Mist Village, which you're not supposed to have access to until you get the airship, which is about an hour and a half into the speedrun. So that gives us access to the dancing daggers, which are a very overpowered item, especially for the beginning of the game, as well as the tiara and change rod in Radia's house, which are 2 of the best magic user items in the game.
Like literally the entirety of the game, and we're getting them this early on. And if you think about it, that kind of breaks stuff.
Yeah, because the tiara's original name is Gold Hairpin, which if you've played other Final Fantasies, you know is like an end game magic user boosting item.
Oh no, the puns are out already. Wyvern? Because fire!
Someone in chat was asking about doing more resets to manipulate the seed. Hasn't that been tested and proven to actually lose time just because of the time you have to spend resetting and letting the game cool down?
Yeah, so in order to reliably manipulate the RNG seed, we need to do a hard reset, and in order for the game to basically lose all of its stored values, you have to wait about 10 to 15 seconds between power-offs. And because that combined with not being able to time the initial seed setting load perfectly every time, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, because that is a thing in Chrono Trigger, because you can soft reset, and then the windows for doing the loads are a lot larger. But doesn't really sound like it. Sounds like the destiny for Final Fantasy IV is to have basically a full encounter route for the whole run tied to a seed that you start the game on.
Yep, that's the route we're approaching right now. I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks. I actually just finished making all my save states last night, so there should be a full encounter route soon. And
I'm looking forward to it so much.
I'm trying to think. We really only ever save and reset. Otherwise, add mist, if I'm not mistaken, don't we?
There's a lot of people that reset at Damcyan to do the Damcyan clip because that's about
Okay,
actually
fair enough.
1 second faster.
Yeah.
But
and then manipulating the D machines
The D
fight
machine
if you don't
Yeah.
get it naturally too.
That was the other one I was going to question. But at that point, you're really only pushing the final dungeon, so I guess you could almost kind of throw it out the window at that point, too. Well, then again, I guess it depends. If you can find a really good seed going through the final dungeon, it would obviously be worth getting it on there.
Okay. Alright, so
Yeah.
this guard fight right here is the first usage you're going to see of what's called the can't run buffer. Typically this fight is a hold A fight, and then you kill all the guards, and then the officer runs away eventually. But what you can do is if A, you get lucky and get good ATB, and B, if you can't run all of Cecil's fights, you can actually kill all 3 guards before they attack. I think Kobahi just did it right now, which is, so congratulations, Kobahi.
Very nice.
And that saves a little bit of time. And the reason that works is because doing a can't run will actually freeze the ATB, and that allows you to do whatever inputs you need in that small window that the can't run window is up, and with the frozen ATB, and that basically allows you to get your actions in quicker to the game. Looks like Australia and Roth are not agreeing with the internet situation.
You literally just used Australia, internet, and agree in the same sentence.
That's true.
I just want to put that out there for you. And another good thing we should point out, if you were watching Kabayi's screen, well, everybody's for that matter, because they're all going to switch around the order that people are walking in. That's actually important as far as where everybody else, Tella being the next character, for example, is going to come into the party at. So opening up that top spot is actually going to put Tella up in the top area now for him in the front row.
And you're actually going to see
the top spot, which I didn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're actually going to see a couple of different strategies.
Ooh, yeah, I just noticed that too. I just now saw.
So there's 2 schools of thought on the party formation, one of which is to move Rydia down, which is what we've been using in the past. And the benefits of doing that are Cecil will do more damage against Octomom because he's in the middle slot, but you have to do 2 extra party changes later at some point, versus moving Cecil up, where Cecil will be in the front row in the 4th slot, and then Tella will join in the middle slot, and that'll cause Cecil to do less damage against Octomom, but you do not have to do any party changes for a very long time.
That's weird. I never knew about the damage decrease because of the... Is that all the time on that note?
So
because
yeah,
the location?
Yeah, so Final Fantasy IV has this really weird thing where slot 1, which is the middle slot, has increased accuracy. For whatever reason, there's 125% accuracy in the middle slot, so any character that has attack multipliers in the middle slot and that they don't have 100% chance to hit, putting them in the middle slot will affect their damage, and that's one of the reasons why Kain is in the middle slot for basically the second half of the game, because he falls in that category.
Makes sense, and especially being that he's one of your hardest hitters. Duh. Well, this is going to be interesting to see how that plays out then, because again, if you look even just on the top 2, you're going to see the characters in the different spots, like Nirm was just talking about.
I'm gonna miss an encounter in the save room. I'm gonna purposely misstep to avoid one.
What a cheatist. So, Roth, where are you at right now? Because your stream shows you in Rosa's house.
Oh, really? God. I've just come out of the Octomom save room. Sorry, I'll try to restart my stream when I can.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just curious how far behind it was. That's actually pretty impressive.
That's very far behind.
Yeah.
He's lulling people into a false sense of security.
So one thing I guess I should point out is random encounters basically have a chance to be surprise attack, back attack, or strike first. and the determination of that is completely based on what frame you're on, so there's no way to manipulate that unless you're a robot. And so a lot of this run is going to come down to the amount of surprise attacks and back attacks people get. And all of these runners are within about 7 minutes of each other. Everybody. That's another interesting thing to point out. Going into the last Final Fantasy relay, Final Fantasy 4, I believe I was the only one that had a sub 320 going into the last relay. And then now all 4 of the runners participating right now have a PB under 3 hours and 20 minutes. And the Roth is actually the world record holder. He stole it from me. And he has a 3:12:24. That is the current record.
That's a disgusting time.
Back up, but it's still no good for the time being. I'll try again in a bit.
Alright, just let me know when you want me to refresh it.
Try refreshing now. I'm not really sure what it'll do.
Sure. It won't make it worse, that's for sure.
I think your layout also changed, Roth.
Yeah, you have a different layout, Roth.
Thanks. Sorry. I'll move that layout up. Thanks. Okay, cool.
So you can see all the runners are like neck and neck right now. They're all hitting the waterfall at the same time. Hopefully nobody hits the waterfall soft lock.
Yeah, which is now happened.
Everyone got past.
Yeah, which has now been seen twice now.
Oh, really? Somebody else did it?
The LCC got it during a race.
Oh my god. Okay, I figured it was only going to be Rain. So somebody else has joined Rain on the throne of, wow, this actually happened.
Roth will just magically appear at the credits. That sounds accurate. Like, I did it, guys.
Guys, check this out.
Now, at least no two runners, and Kobahi just getting there, Roth possibly somewhere, are now at the fight where basically you just cross your fingers and hope like crazy that Octomam doesn't hit Rydia repeatedly.
Which again, if we all know Mr. MV, there's MV luck. In this fight, we just flat out call that Crump's luck, because Octomom will find a way to aim at Rydia no matter what, and insta-killer. Because it knows that that's most of your damage. For those wondering, by the way, we're throwing dancing daggers, which is another item we picked up in, I can't think of the name of the town, my goodness, in Mist. But again, we should not have this early.
So as it was mentioned, Rydia not dying is what's ideal in this fight. And then you can also... So Tella's lit 1 casts do a little bit of damage, but it's actually faster to cast Stop on Tella so he doesn't get his turns at all, and just have Cecil and Rydia do the damage. But the problem with that is Octomom gets more attacks off because you're not hitting him as much. And Octomom loses a tentacle every 2 attacks, and that lowers his speed. And so the idea is to hit him a little bit with Tella and then stop Tella, so you can start doing all the damage. And it looks like, I believe... a couple of runners are using that strategy to stop Tella.
Yep, Kabahi stopped him.
Kabahi and Cash both did, I think.
Yep.
So you see Kata...
That's the last one.
You saw Kata organizing or everyone really is organizing their inventory. Inventory management in this game is pretty big, just because we always want all the stuff all the items we need, like all the usable items or the equipment that we're going to use next. We always want that at the top, and that's where when you buy stuff it goes straight to the top. So we'll see a lot of menuing in battle to move all the useless stuff all the way down to the bottom.
And is that just because the menu in this game is slow enough that actually selling that stuff when you shop is slower in the end?
Yeah. So the idea between doing the inventory manipulation organization in battle is you can do it during dialogue and animations, and that doesn't cost you any time at all. Whereas if you were to go and like do it later, you're just sitting there wasting time sorting through items, and then selling items is also very slow.
You spoony bard.
Everybody's favorite line in this entire series. Other than unless you happen to rename a character into legit Final Fantasy II Spaz, and then you get Spaz Speak Beaver, which enough said. But again, that's kind of specific.
A couple of people, you saw Kobahi do it right there, did what's called the miss clip, or the Damcyan clip. And so what happens is the same concept as the miss clip. You can do a half step, go into the menu and save, and then you'll load on the event trigger for Damcyan blowing up. And then you just keep walking, and you walk into Damcyan, which was completely undestroyed, and it actually stays that way for the rest of the game. The world map sprite of Damcyan will stay intact, but you walk inside and it's mysteriously destroyed somehow.
They have questionable interior decorators.
Can't you do some fun like palette glitches with the hovercraft too if you do the Damcyan clip?
Yeah.
Not only that, but you can stop it from being able to be completed as well.
Yeah.
My Tella is punching Edward.
Kobahi did do a partial dupe of the change rod in the menu, which basically what that did is instead of the item dupe where we did with the shields and got 65,000 of them, he basically duped it once. So now he has 2 change rods in his inventory, which is why he's punching, because Tella doesn't have any rod or staff equipment.
Is that so multiple characters can have at the same time?
Refreshing again for Exel.
Sure.
Yeah, what I do is I'll give one to Tella on Ordeals and never remove it from him, so that I don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, it's just to clean up menuing later, so you don't forget about it and get in a bad way later.
Which is later is the Maga Sister fight, because, well, okay, it's from 91. I think we're safe on spoilers. When you lose Tella, there's a lot of chance that, I know, I'm sorry, I'm horrible, I'm terrible, send all hate mail to Crumps2 on Twitch. For real though, after the Maga Sister fight, when Tella leaves the party again, you have a very good chance that you might accidentally trigger the next cutscene and forget to unequip that off of them. And again, that would be an extra menu for that matter as well, because you're actually casting a spell. Well, okay, I won't spoil that. You're casting a spell beforehand that you kind of need the change rod on for the extra damage. I will get so much hate mail today.
So coming up, we have the most epic boss face in all of Final Fantasy IV.
Definitely.
One of the things I was struck by when I started running this game was how the antlion fight in the run itself, or like in the actual game when you're playing casually, is such a difficult fight where you're just casting like the Chocobo summon over and over again, and how trivial it is in the speed run. It's probably the easiest boss fight you ever have. It's almost impossible to have anything go wrong, which is pretty great.
Why did you
I think it
that?
is.
Things can go wrong. I have heard tales of a runner who died to antlion.
Yeah.
I'm regretting not doing the reset at Damcyan because I've had like 8 encounters on the way in. Pretty bad so far.
Also, for marathon safety, I'm skipping the life chest.
Nice. Sounds reasonable.
So it's actually looking like Kata is the first one into the antlion room, and no Cash is right behind him. And then I don't know where Roth actually is, but
Roth
he's somewhere in that
killed
area.
him or something.
Oh, that's
Who knows?
fight.
That's a good question. What screen is the sound coming? There is no game audio, is there?
No, it's
I
somebody's
think
mic.
it's just an LSD.
Okay. So any game audio you hear is probably coming over somebody's microphone, which is...
So yeah, antlion is, like Nerm said, the great face. But it's just more throwing up dancing daggers. This time, Cecil or Edward can equip it as well. And theoretically, you can kill him in 3 dancing daggers. He has 1,000 life, so you need to average 333. Looks like No Cash needs 4.
So do I.
Man, I
4
had
tends to be
three.
pretty average. But
Yeah.
well, okay, from what I understand, 4 is average. For whatever reason, for about a year straight, I didn't have anything but 3, and I started doing the Tootsie Roll counting to it. So it's possible to just get nothing but 3s, but you have to get really lucky for a while.
That'll teach you.
Well, I thought for the longest time Abda had to tell me, he's like, wait, really? You only get 3s? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, 4 is actually normal. You're getting the rare one. I'm like, oh, cool.
On my last run, I was able to do it with 2, and then an attack from Cecil, because both of them were super high.
What?
Yeah.
See, Bulletin knows.
Oh, Roth with the cream back attack.
Is that the first back
This is
attack
my
of the
third one in a
relay?
row.
That's the first one I've seen.
No,
no.
Kata had one.
No
that
cash,
killed
just
Lydia.
Kata.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've had 2 so far.
Oh, God.
I've
Yeah,
had
they're
3
everywhere. I
back
just haven't
attacks in
seen
a
them.
row.
Dang. So yeah, back attacks waste, depending on what enemies are in there, but it usually wastes at least 30 seconds, I want to say.
Oh man, and Roth just got a surprise attack.
God.
You might be seeing some of the ones he's already mentioned.
Yeah, there might be another one
That's
coming in a
true.
few seconds here. I'm guessing he gets surprised or back attack next.
How'd
Someone
we go?
didn't mention it earlier too. The surprise back attacks in this game are frame based instead of tied to the seed, so that's not something that can be manipulated in real time. Although once we get edge, then it doesn't become an issue anymore.
Things get easier.
I'm sorry, when people mention the floor mat, I tend to cringe. Sorry. The fact that he is now vital to this run hurts my soul in ways you can't even begin to explain.
I think you're just upset that we don't use video anymore.
That has a lot more to do with it than anything, I'm not even going to lie. That was a heck of a lot trollier run at the time, though. It's gotten so much better since. Like, I'm just being a complete fool with this one, but it's gotten so much better recently.
Even better that you now use Rydia to bait the giant boss at the end and often get her killed.
So now for the hardest fight in the entire game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't
Yeah.
safety save before water hag.
Oh no.
Hey, you all laugh. I remember, I think the first time I raced up to Junior, and literally this water hag killed me and set me all the way back to before Damcyan, because that was the last time I had saved, was like Octomom area.
So actually, yeah, in a casual playthrough, this fight's actually extraordinarily difficult, and it's very just RNG based because Edward's harp doesn't always hit, and so Water Hag could just blow through Edward. That's just it. That's game over.
On casual playthrough, Edward won't be level 1 when you get here, though.
That's also true, but he's still not the shining pinnacle of strength.
This is a funky fight too, in that the water hag has like thousands of hit points, but it's scripted to die after Edward hits it 3 times.
Funny part is it actually has more health than the final boss does.
Oh, nice.
I always thought that was kind of hilarious, that this has more health than the final boss of the game.
It looks like Roth's stream died again. You might need to refresh it.
Sure.
Yep. I love how close everybody is. They're all in the water hag fight that I have no clue about Roth, but
I definitely really want to see this going at least up until like grind fight or so.
the way everybody's been practiced, and I've been watching a few of them recently here too, they're going to be close.
Well, I mean, I think all of us have PB'd in the past week, including Roth making the record.
In the past 2 weeks at most for everybody, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, everybody recently has gotten a personal best. There's been, obviously, as was just mentioned, the Roth got a world record recently as well. So the game's still being hit very hard by everybody here.
Didn't what I heard, I think from what Bick was telling me, that I think almost everyone in the entire relay, so not just to hype FF4, but I heard that FF5 runners 2 and 6 all PB'd, I think, even before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, Bick said 9 out of 12 in the chat, but I think you might have to add Dragon to that for FF5. So a lot of people
he
actually in all categories.
Yeah, he actually got the record by I think 3 seconds last night.
Yep, 2 or 3 if I remember. And congrats again, by the way.
And then Dragon rated Fathlo, who PB'd.
Jeez. That brings back memories of that 7 record week that we had in Final Fantasy IV last year. Well, last year, year before, I forget which it is now. But God, where we just kept raiding each other back and forth, and it was like the world record run would raid the next world record run, would raid the next world record run.
One person held the record for like half an hour, basically, until someone else that was already on a run finished theirs.
Yeah, let's not bring that up again, because that somebody was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was my first world record that I ever held, and it was gone in under an entire run.
Yeah, to Magus, as I recall, yeah.
Yeah, I raided Magus, and then he took it immediately. It was good times. That was nothing but good times. That week was crazy. Like, it's the racing community for this game, the runner community, I should say, for this game has always just been amazing.
They're not specifically following a certain route while piloting the hovercraft. There's just a fastest way to go.
Back attack.
And so, in the any percent run, which is not what this is, where you park the hovercraft matters.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with the game, there are only specific tiles on the ocean that you can hover for.
Oh no, that is definitely not good.
You shouldn't have skipped that life chest, Kabahi.
Ooh.
Quite. This is EXP manipulation right here.
Oh man,
You're putting a heck of a spin on this, bro.
Okay, so this Imp Captain fight, which is it's totally RNG based. The damage Yang does, he can kill him in 3 turns, 4 turns, or 5 turns. 5 turns is rare and is really bad, really slow, and that's a fight that's totally uncontrollable that eats up a lot of time in the run. And it's probably one of the most RNG heavy things throughout the entire thing. And so for
the racers, what's the worst, like the most amount of rounds you've ever seen Yang take? My answer is 6.
is that possible?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you hit Edward.
Oh no.
So for this Mom fight, they need to deal 800 damage to the small form, and then she explodes eventually, and does a ton of damage to the party, and then she breaks off into 6 bombs, and then the idea is to use the dancing daggers on Radia and Edward to kill the gray ones, which have more health, and then use the other characters to kill the orange ones. Yeah, looks like
The interesting
Kabahi's.
one's going to be Kabahi's.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit there.
Yeah, without Rosa Rosa can't really heal much at the moment, but there's really nothing that he can do here. Oh, you did have Cure on her. That's right.
The Rydia heal.
Wow, I forgot about that. Well-timed heal. Nice thought.
Didn't help.
Yeah, I was worried.
I was expecting hide strats.
Ooh.
That
I
would
wouldn't have
have
thought of that
Oh
either.
god. No,
would've been-
we said-
clever.
Ooh, I heard that.
Did you safety save?
Yep.
Alright, good.
Good. Thank you.
Good call.
Thank you for safety saving, folks.
Yeah,
A subtle reminder
why.
to constantly do that.
That's why I safety saved them, because that can happen.
This might probably be a good time to point out too the version differences between this and like other like the more modern versions of the game too, as far as like how much of a joke this fight is with hourglasses.
Yeah. So for the Final Fantasy II release of the US version, they basically gutted the entire game. Combat in itself is entirely less complex. For example, in the Japanese versions and also the re-releases, Cecil's Dark Wave, which is an attack that takes its HP to hit all enemies, and all of the other characters have for the most part, have some form of attack. And there's also a bunch of items in the game, like Boexel mentioned, the Hourglass, which stops all enemies. There's the Bacchus Wine, which casts Berserk on a character, and there's all kinds of other items that totally don't exist in the US version.
Yeah, basically any item that casts a spell when you use it was removed from the US or from the North America release.
Makes sense. We
Like,
aren't smart enough to use them, so
Yeah, so like in the Japanese or like PlayStation or PSP versions of the game for Mom Bomb, once it splits up into 6, if you use an hourglass that you can find in the watery pass that casts stop on all of the bombs, and then it's a total joke from there.
Yeah, if only we had that type of advantage. Oh man, the amount of times that my runs would have been saved. That Mom Bomb fight has trolled me out of many a good time.
Flexel, in chat, the question was asked, who did the logos? Is it still Carrie Fry, or is it...
Carrie Fry did Team Wyvern and Team Ultra Spooky, and LLK, also known as Jazzaboo, did Chocobros and Trash Can.
Okay, so Kata and No Cash are about to start the Fabul gauntlet, which, as Nerm had mentioned earlier, the use of can't run strats, which freezes the ATB, it has actually made this part of the game somewhat less dangerous than it was before. It used to literally just be like, pray to whatever god you hold dear and hope for the best. But now, because you can get an attack off, using Dancing Dagger, you can kill an enemy before they can attack you, which somewhat smooths out the ability to not die.
And you also notice Roth specifically has Yang and Cecil switched, and that's going to be advantageous to him in the Fabul sequence because Yang is going to punch the Dark Imp before the Dark Imp gets a turn, so he's saving a turn for those 2 fights that have Dark Imps.
Might also be guaranteed to beat the Imp as well every time. I'm not positive about that.
That's strange. Everhate shows up and Roth's internet stabilizes.
Well, if you think about it, though, he showed up at the exact second that Kabahi hit the reset button. I'm just pointing this out. I mean, I'm just saying.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, just putting it out there for thought. Food for thought.
Keen observation.
So I believe the Fabul battles do they all see use of the can't run buffer strats then too?
Yes, all of them do.
If you're just tuning in, you're basically holding the L and R triggers during an inescapable battle, and that lets you basically sometimes squeeze in an extra turn before enemies get to attack.
Yeah, it's the most critical in the soldier fights and the gargoyle fights because the potential for Edward to take like a really high percentage of his life away is like it's always there. The gargoyle can one-shot him, and the soldiers have a chance to put him into critical health. And if he does that, he just hides, and you can't use Dancing Dagger, and then it's a huge problem.
That's actually not huge, but it's actually a time killer as well because he's going to keep running off the screen all the time. He'll still get his turns popping up that only give him the ability to show. It's just a pain in the butt.
Well, unless you're Brosencha and it produces like the most epic highlight ever when you did this for Marathon 2 years ago. Everybody died except Edward, who unhid and then got missed by the last soldier, and then he was able to get the dagger up and win, and we all thought he was going to die.
I had the exact same thing actually happen to me maybe like 3 years ago when I first started running, and I didn't realize how lucky I was when it went down either. Like, I kind of knew I was lucky, but the more and more that I raced and, ran the game afterwards, I really came to realize just how lucky of a moment that was. But same thing, Edward was the last guy. He had to come out of hiding. He had like 2 health left on him, and I got so lucky to pop off a Dancing Dagger when I did.
Poexo, it looks like the bot space spin link is incorrect. I think it's picking up the period.
Yeah, I just took it out.
Okay. So the runners are finally getting through Fabul. It's like it was mentioned, it's a scary sequence, and then the fight with Kane. What you want to happen is Kane does enough damage to put Cecil into the critical damage state, and that causes the end of the fight. Kane will say, "Got you," he'll jump, and then the fight will be over. But Kane can potentially do a crappy amount of damage, and then there's 3 or 4 lines of dialogue, and then he jumps again, and then on top of that, you have to sit through the Parish dialogue. So that's a huge time loss. And so what you'll see the runners do is if they don't take enough damage, but it's close, they'll have Cecil hit himself, and in the hopes to get him into that critical HP state. And But a lot of it comes down to relying on Kane to do enough damage.
Another very strange question, but I've actually had that game over me before. Have we ever figured out what causes that?
I have never seen a game over there.
It's bizarre, but I think you have to get really over crit or something. Like there's overkill or something involved with it because you can actually GG right here.
Maybe it's like a waterfall like glitch.
Yeah, it could have very well been some stupid soft block.
It could have also been were Edward and Yang dead?
Ooh, good question. That's a really good point. I bet they were. Ooh, I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
That's a really good guess, yeah.
So it's looking like Kata and No Cash got enough damage from Kane. We'll see what Roth gets with his spliced run.
Very
I
lucky.
mean,
Definitely spliced in those full-back attacks in the outline cave. My plan is working.
Yes.
It's just
Gotta
to
keep up appearances.
avert the suspicion of it being spliced.
yep. All right, Roth got enough damage from Kane. Didn't even have to hit himself.
Did you just see that? Because you might want to refresh
Change roll,
yours.
by the way.
Oh, I just saw that as well. Let's refresh.
Yeah, I want to refresh yours because I saw mine happen on his a while ago.
Refreshing it is.
He's got Golbez walking out almost right now, and now he's gone. And first one out of the room is catastrophic. So technically speaking, and we're talking by mere seconds ahead of No Cash, we got catastrophic in the lead right now.
Wyverns. Sigh.
Why not Burns?
Why not?
I was saying Boo earns.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's not in on the basically in joke too, Wyvern is how the PlayStation 1 version of Final Fantasy V translates wyvern or wyvern.
So a friendly reminder to the runners to take off the tiara.
When the first response is oops, after that it scares me.
I went into Edward's equipment instead of Caesar's.
I saw it right now as soon as you started saying the explanation. I gotta admit you worried me, but I knew nobody was close enough to the boat yet to make it that, that imperative that it'd be done right now. Kabai's really not that far back here. He's almost done now with Babel.
No. For all the deaths you could possibly have in that game, that was probably the one that would cost the least amount of time.
I'm just glad I saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice kill of the general there, Kobahi.
I just saw that too.
EXP manipulation.
So it's actually like the full fights are actually faster if you can kill the general with a dancing dagger. The problem is dancing dagger doesn't always do enough damage to kill him.
That's why I stopped doing it in the first place. The first time I thought to do it, I'm like, okay, cool, we'll kill him. I threw a dancing dagger, it didn't kill him. I'm like, and we're moving on from this theory.
Yeah, I think that's something that feels like it's kind of unique to Final Fantasy IV too, is that there's enough variation in damage rolls to actually affect battle strats.
I'd have to agree on that one. There definitely is, because I've seen some of the craziest low-end damages, and weird things happen. Like, for example, I've had Rydia get 2 turns in a row in the Rubicante fight. Still not sure how that one came to be. So yeah, just some weird things will happen from time to time, but that's one of the things I love about the game.
Yeah. I like the way Abda put it too, that almost every attack in the game is a wonder shot.
That's a good explanation.
Yeah. And so there's a classic display of Kane not doing his job on Kobahi's side, so he had to sit through extra dialogue. As far as the order of where they are right about now, Kata is in the lead, followed by No Cash and the Roth, and then Kobahi is about a minute and a half to 2 minutes behind because of the reset at Mom Bum.
I'm having a flashback to the first relay we did, which was a little over a year ago, where Elmagus had an unfortunate wipe in the Fabul battles. But then I think he came back and actually won FF4.
Wasn't that the second one that we did? 'Cause the first one was...
He did 6 in the second one.
And sadly, it didn't work out for
Wow.
him to play 5 in
That's
this
crazy.
one, so he has the full, full Monty.
You guys sound crazy. Yeah, that was the first one. Wow.
This seeing all the boats on the screen at the same time reminds me of Final Fantasy V when the boats synced up perfectly. So there was like a full ship between streams.
That's one of the beautiful things about the relay race, especially, is like we were saying. I mean, all the racers are so close to each other, and throughout the span of the day, you'll see that. Even when we get to Final Fantasy VI, you will see most likely at least 2 of the streams be within about a minute of each other, if not even less.
Which
And
is
I'm not
sadly why
kidding.
we had to retire the opera singing incentive too.
Yeah.
Main reason is just that the tech logistics too. If the runners are close to each other, which I hope they are, because that means everybody's doing well, or doing badly in the same way.
Okay, so the runners are about to enter Missipia, and this is where we do the better majority of the shopping in the game. They're going to go to the Missipia armor, as you see Kata doing right now, and they're going to buy 10 Gaia helms, 10 Gaia armor, and 10 silver rings, as well as a paladin shield and a paladin glove for Cecil. And then they'll eventually also go into the item shop and buy a bunch of Cure 2s, Life 1s, heals and ethers. And that'll sustain them throughout almost the entire game until they get to the moon and they buy elixirs with what remains of their money. So that's going to be their primary, not the only way of healing, but their primary method of healing and sustainability. And it's part of the reason we can get through the game without doing too much grinding, or any grinding at all, until a certain point. And once again, they got all of their money way back in the village of Bist when they duped the Shadow Shield and sold a whole bunch of them.
About 65,000 to be somewhere around the exact number.
A couple people in chat are asking about the category too. This is any % no 64 door glitch, which is basically any % no memory corruption. There's another category that's about an hour 15 faster because you skip about like a third, half or so of the game.
Basically everything from after the Golbez fight, once you get down to the underworld, once you get done with the Golbez fight, that's basically the last boss fight of the game. After that, you are done. And, well, okay, it gets crazy from there, but you're basically done fighting.
You're done fighting monsters, you're not done fighting FF4.
Yeah. You're not even close. FF4
very
will
well
fight you
put.
hard. The third half of the game. If you played this game, you would understand what that meant.
I know it's been the idea of an all glitch relay has been thrown around, but Final Fantasy V is dropping the ball in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything at all for 5?
5 is the least glitchy of these games. I mean, it has it has 2 main glitches that are useful for speedrunning and a lot that aren't. You can get unlimited money or items, although it's not quite as broken as in this, and you can skip the second form of the final boss.
Yeah, that one I knew about. I actually utilized that last time. Not even gonna lie, I kind of stole that strat and used it because I wasn't leveled enough to deal with the second form.
So the moment of true Final Fantasy IV speedrunner hype is coming up. This is absolutely my favorite thing in the world. I'm very happy that it's a possibility. We're going to see some items being used in such a way that is rather unexpected. I don't think all of the runners are doing it. I know Kata is actually running on Wii Virtual Console, where it's actually not possible to do this glitch. So you won't see Catastrophic doing it. But I believe No Cash and Roth are both going to be attempting a glitch in the Mylon, at least the Mylon fight. I believe Roth is also doing Mylon Z. And this was something that was discovered in January. So if you haven't seen a Final Fantasy IV run since then, or haven't been paying too much attention, you're in for a treat.
Tasty. Never mind. We'll get that.
Yeah, we can find out why Team Trash Can has a name.
Pressure.
Yeah, this was a glitch that was previously thought to be Taz only, I guess, until Niram and the Roth were both
Became
able
the
to
human
do it on
Taz.
console. Yeah.
Let's just call them like we see them. They both became the human task.
Yeah, one of the things to note about it, the only thing that I think I should point out is even if it's executed correctly, there's a couple steps in the glitch that can allow it to fail. So either you'll see it great and everything's good, or you'll just see it fail and it'll be like, okay, he didn't really do anything. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of RNG that goes into the this setup, and there's nothing you can do about it. But hopefully we get a good display. I'm really excited to see it. The time for this run is going to be approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes. Luck depending, obviously.
Kata, No Cash, and Roth all got to Tella within a few seconds of each other, so that's pretty.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've had some bad back attacks in the past on the walk here, so bummer.
I just see pow and then pow and then pow. Perfect.
It's hype.
Yeah, they're within 10 seconds of each other, which is really crazy. An hour into the game.
I think Roth did a menu already in a safety save. I'm going to be using the one on the mountain, so he'll jump ahead of me there.
Yeah, if I think both or any of the runners that are doing the glitch should be safety saving on the mountain.
I mean, do you die most likely if you go for it and fail?
Not particularly. Not the trash can. Carrot's a little more dangerous, but we'll see what happens.
So do we want to start explaining what it is, or just wait for them to do it and then explain during the Dark Knight cutscene?
I think that's going to be the way to do it, because
I
I don't
the
want to
cutscene makes more
I don't want to
sense.
ruin the majesty.
Yeah.
Alright, there's that safety save on No Cash's side.
I'll just say that there's a reason why Team Trash Can's logo has Mylon Z in it.
Oh no, Roth. The internet must come back.
Well,
Alright,
I can
looks
see him.
good. Yeah, looks good
He's
now.
moving fine
yeah,
for me.
looks good. Haha. So you might see something odd about Roth's inventory right now, but that will come into play soon.
Well, both of their inventories.
Yeah, No
No
Cash.
Cash has got the same thing going above him.
Yep.
Did a little extra to be safe, but anyway, here we go.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, come on. So keep your eye on the Roth stream right now. His timing was good. Alright, looking good. Oh no.
Cecil.
Oh,
Oh, Pollen with the backup.
Oh.
Alright, good.
Oh, nice.
He's alright.
Wow.
Looks like no
Looks
cash.
like
Yeah, no good for me.
yeah, charm missed
failed.
Cash.
That's okay.
alright, so we're just moving on to the more conventional strat then of using Twin and hoping for Flare.
Oh baby.
Yeah, because when you use Twin, it randomly does either Flare or Comet, and you want Flare for this fight because the damage doesn't.
Keep your eye on the Roth stream.
Trash can.
Yes!
Yeah!
My favorite part.
yeah.
God, I love that.
That's so hype.
Yes!
Roth wins, everyone go home.
Yep.
Congrats, Roth.
Yeah, congrats, dude. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
executed.
Nicely done.
Thanks, guys.
chat's exploding too, both because of the trash can and because of my body.
It's not over yet, too. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
So that's going on. You see on Kata's stream, he has 2 pigs. Mostly because pigs are awesome, but also when you're pigged, Mylon can't actually poison you when he attacks. And if you've run the game or just watched it, getting poisoned is a huge time waste because the poisoned window pops up, and then every time you get damaged by poison, it wastes an insane amount of time.
Oh, baby.
Dude.
Yes!
Wow.
Nice,
yes,
Ross.
that
Very well done.
Yes!
Very,
baby.
very well done.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That was beautiful.
Oh man.
Nerm, as
I
someone
have a
who
little
attempts-
surprise for the legend cutscene because of that now.
As someone who does the glitch, Nerm, what are the odds, would you say normally, of actually hitting trash can then carrot?
Pretty low. Definitely low. And from an RNG perspective, the trash can is more difficult than the Mylon fight, but to execute it that well is probably a less than 5% chance, so... Super props to Roth.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and dive into the explanation of that glitch now. So what's happening there is, for whatever reason, if you interrupt if you cast Twin and then before the Twin actually starts casting, the Twin is interrupted by either Charm or by dying. The other Twin will begin mimicking the other party members, and this puts so for both the fights you saw Palom was mimicking, I think, Cecil's actions. And so what this does is allows us to use items that aren't normally usable. And in order to trigger that, what we do is we go for the trash can fight. We stop Cecil, and then but we have to get back to Cecil's turn, and then trick the game into thinking we used an item when we actually didn't, and then we swap the slots of the item with the item we actually want to use, and that'll cause the Twin to use that particular item instead of whatever the item Cecil was going to use. And so that's what allows us to use the trash can and the carrot. Initially it was thought that the trash can and carrot strats were too complex for a speed run, and the amount of setup it would take cost too much time, and so it was a swag strat, but it wasn't actually faster. But very recently, you saw Roth's Mylon Z fight. It was discovered that you can actually just kill off party members left and right, and then just hope that it plays out in such a way that the carrot can be used, and that doing the fight in that way is actually much faster. And you can see that the Roth is actually pulled ahead of Kata and Okash now.
And isn't the idea too that if you use the trash can, it's actually casting Holy instead, and if you use the carrot, it's casting Fire 3?
Yes, that's correct.
Another thing that's happening right now is normally in the Paladin fight, you just do nothing and let the Dark Knight attack you a bunch of times, and then he gives you a big long speech about morality. However, it was discovered by Nerm that if you throw a dancing dagger at him, you can actually kill him, which saves a whole bunch of time because you don't see that dialogue anymore. So that's just shoutouts to Nerm.
Shout out to Nirm for everything.
Damn near every strat that is used at this point in this game.
Triple
If not, it was the Roth.
Triple pig!
Zooey.
Alright, so what Kobahi has done is in his Mylon fight, he actually killed off Cecil and Tella in order to give Palom enough experience to learn Fire 2. And then Palom is just casting Fire 2 like a maniac and doing tons of damage. And there's actually a lot of approaches to the Mylon and Mylon Z fights now. There's obviously the trash can carrot. There's also what we used to do is just cure 2 all the zombies, twin out, and then just twin Mylon Z. And now there's also this Fire 2 strat that you see, which is actually really good because everybody's a piggy except for Palom, and so you'll dodge a lot of poison, and the poison dialogue, for whatever reason, takes forever. And it's also very quick because Palom's Fire 2 does anywhere from 900 to 1100.
And you get to see a pig become a paladin.
That's very true.
That's very magical.
And despite how well Roth played through the Mylon and Mylon Z fights, he's still getting trolled by RNG on his way down this mountain.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he still had a sub-hour Mylon Z kill despite all the pack attacks he's been getting is pretty impressive.
Yep. So that's another thing. It doesn't matter how good your time is against Mylon and Mylon Z, walking off this mountain will put you in your place almost every time.
Well, like especially if like those 6 or 8 enemy battle back attacks you, like because of all the ghosts that can cast fire.
Yeah, it's fun.
My record for that actually was I actually got a back attack on the step that was supposed to take me out of the mountain and zone me out of the world map. I got a back attack on that step once just to really put me back in my place because I was on world record pace up until the point when I exited the mountain and I was a minute and a half behind it. That mountain will mess you up.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, in particular, this part of the run has a number of encounters that are really nasty. Mount Ordeals, the walk to Fabul is the start of it, and then Mount Ordeals is also really bad, and then the Barren Sewers also have a number of really nasty back attacks that take a ton of time.
Kata got White Mage trolled for a minute there.
So once again, this is a really close race. Even coming out of Mylon, the Roth is the first one to the legend, followed by Catastrophic, probably about 15 to 20 seconds behind, and then No Cash is probably 30 seconds behind the two of them. So it's still super close, within a minute. And then Kobahi is maybe 2 to 3 minutes behind, which is what he was behind before. So everybody's really staying even with each other. It's been a really close race. So congrats, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I'm bummed about the trash can. I'm super stoked for Roth because that was awesome, but I practiced it and was ready, and then the first step in executing it, Tella failed. So then you just you're kind of SOL.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
that is definitely a beautiful thing about this relay race format too, is because you're seeing 4 different runs at the same time. So you're seeing both different like random factors in the game, different outcomes of those, along with kind of backup strats if there's issues either with that or with execution too. That's what I really love about these big races.
Yeah, the last year has been really, really crazy for the diversification of the strats. I think for the longest time, everybody just picked up Abda's notes and learned from those, and pretty much everyone just did it the same way. Hoped that you executed as effectively as you possibly could and went from there. But, like, especially No Cash, the Roth, and Nerm have gone a long way to making both the glitched run and this less glitched run just way more diversified in the way that you choose to do things. So it's really interesting.
I can't claim any credit on any percent run, but I too started with Abda's notes, but then I've made so many changes from that point. But that was a lot of people's starting points for sure.
Yeah. All 3 relays that we've done with this game so far have had fairly significant changes to the route, which we've kind of seen on a large stage for the first time too, which is really cool.
One thing I notice is we always tend to find some new, like, ridiculously huge change to the run, like, give or take about 2 to 3 weeks before every one of these goes down.
Oh, it's not
like,
just this game, too. The FF6, too. Had,
yeah.
It had the, it had the Kafka's Tower mini-boss skips discovered before the last relay, and then the retort strat this time.
I'm really happy Roth was able to execute the Milan Z fight with the carrot, because not only was that an exhibition of the glitch, but it was also an exhibition of how quick that can go with that glitch. That was basically the ideal fight in that scenario.
Yeah, and it took him into the lead, it looks like, too. Still, but yeah, all three of them are in the fights in the end, and they're in at the same time. So for this this fight with Yang too, you're wondering why we're just sitting there letting him kick. It's because the fight's scripted to end the first time. Is it just Cecil or is it anybody
It's only Cecil.
that attacks Yang after his second kick? So you just need to make sure he has enough HP to survive both kicks, and then just rearrange items to your content during the animations.
Yeah, this fight can be really brutal if you don't know Cecil has to attack, because Yang actually has like 60,000 hit points, and so he's sitting there kicking the crap out of you, and you're like, oh man, how do I end this? He's so strong.
Well, the funny part is you don't even have to hit him. It's just the act of attacking. You can miss, and he still says "out," and the battle ends.
Yeah, I like how you can kill Rubicante without missing him too, because of that same scripting.
I've actually had Rubicante die after an attack of his own. For some reason, because of his scripting. There's some bizarre things with Rubicante's fight. Like, that's where I got the double Shivas, the back-to-back Shivas with Rydia. I'm not joking. She died, came back to life, cast a Shiva that she already had queued from before the death, and I was queuing up another Shiva while she was casting it. So, weird stuff happens there.
Yeah, that was a good highlight. I like that one.
We still haven't really figured out what happened there, other than my cartridge just went, I'm taking today off.
It almost looks like it's part of the mimic glitch.
Yeah, it's in the same vein for sure.
Yeah, it could be.
I was going to agree that that could be something to look into, because if it's executing the same way the mimic glitch works, then maybe it's something that we could put to use. Another goat-ass strats, am I right?
We'll get to those later,
finding.
The one thing that I contributed to this run, because we don't use the throwing stars with edge anymore, and that one step save of mine doesn't actually come into play anymore. But yeah, now the one thing that I contributed to this run.
Still known as the luckiest FF4 fight ever to exist.
I don't know how I pulled that, dude. We'll explain when we get there. It'll make much more sense down the road.
Yeah. So
the Baron stuff coming up.
As I mentioned, the Baron sewers have a number of nasty back attacks, as you'll see Roth dealing with right now. These crocodiles in particular, they attack twice, and they also sometimes they'll get 2 turns on a back attack, so that's actually, you're sitting through 9 attacks. It takes forever. And for whatever reason, this cave always seems to have more back attacks than average as well. So
miss. Ouch.
I do love how you can run away in the middle of one, like it's either the alligator or the crocodile attacking too. They get 2 attacks, but for some reason you can run away before they actually finish.
I've had 3 of those bad back attacks in a row.
Yeah, looks like Roth's in about the same boat. Looks like Catastrophic's actually pulling ahead now.
Yeah, he's been getting very lucky with no back attacks here.
I had one, but it was just a couple of Hydras. Wasn't a big deal.
A couple of Hydras. FF5 runners would be shaking on their boots.
Okay, so this menu right here in this upcoming fight with Baigen, it will be the first exhibition of what's called the MP Underflow glitch. And the way this works is in the menu you can actually select a spell to cast and then go back to a spell you don't have enough MP for, and then cast that spell again. And what that does is it'll underflow Tella's MP and give him, you see on Catus, it says J06, or bottom right corner of a dialog box 06. And so if you play this game casually, you'll remember that Tella has this one particular spell that costs 99 MP, but he only has a maximum of 90 MP, so you can never actually cast it. However, that's no longer the case. Oh, and also, starting with Baigen, this is the first point of where we're really paying attention to who is dead during what fight and how much experience we're getting in each fight. Particularly because the way this game works with characters that leave the party and rejoin, these characters are getting the same amount of experience you get in boss battles. And in a boss battle, or in any battle actually, the amount of experience you get is split between your characters. And so if your characters are dead, it means all the other characters actually get more experience. And so in order to maximize the amount of experience that the characters who have left the party but are going to rejoin are going to get, you want to kill people off, and that way they get more experience. And the metric that we're shooting for is getting Kane to level 19 when he rejoins the party in Tower of Zot. And the reason we want Kane being level 19 is because he gets an attack multiplier at level 18 from his strength stat, and then he gets another attack multiplier at level 19 from his agility stat, and that severely increases his damage.
When he says severely increases his damage, what he means to say is that if you bring Kane in at the lower levels at that point, ooh, are you gonna feel it? It's very noticeable. It's not just like a small little, well, okay, it gets, like 2-3 strength. You will feel it. You will definitely feel the damage difference.
Yeah, it's a difference between about 400 to 600 versus 1200.
Yeah, like I was saying, not exactly a small difference between the two. You will feel it. And obviously in a speedrun situation, that makes it darn near impossible to do any of the other strats that you're going for.
So this fight with Kainazo is basically down to a damage roll from Tella. He has the Chain Rod on, which gives him as much magic stat as we could possibly give him, and then you just pray that Lit 3 does about 4,000 damage or more. And Tella can do anywhere from, with the Chain Rod, he can do anywhere from 3,200 to about 5,000, and anything less than 4,000 is typically bad. So we'll see what Kata ends up with here. 45-22, very good. Roth's right behind him. $43.54, also good.
Nice.
And you also notice Kata has Yang dead for the Kainazo fight. That's going to help him get Kane to level 19. Whereas Roth does not have Yang dead for either of those two fights, and so Roth will have to do a little bit extra in order to get Kane to level 19, which I'm sure he has routed out. Everybody kind of does it a little bit differently.
It's kind of weird that it sounds so cliche to say this too, but like when I was doing this stuff and worrying about who was at what level, I always just kind of did it by feel. And obviously you have to. You're not exactly taking notes and writing it down in the calculator or anything while you're doing the run. But man, do you just have to do this by feel? And that is like one of the scariest moments for me, is trying to make sure that I get Kane at the right level.
You also notice Kobahi's already at Baigen, so Kobahi must have had... Sorry, Kobahi, I wasn't really watching your stream, but you must have had a really good sewer.
Yeah, I didn't get a single attack on me.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's a really good sewer.
Yeah,
impressive.
remember that during the first relay, Magus got wiped during one of the Fabul battles and yet came back to win the FF4 race just because of other stuff that happened after that, so nobody is out by any means.
Yeah, I saved 45 seconds on that split.
Nice.
Wow.
Here we're gonna see no caches Lit 3. Alright. Tella's being nice to people today. Sorry, Kobahi, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm screwed. I'm well aware of this fact already.
And then you got the kids getting stoned. Dang kids. So good luck, Kobahi, on your Lit 3 roll.
Yeah.
And then right here we have one of the longest cutscenes in the game. And so basically just watching a lot of stuff. Not a whole lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Seems like a good time to say that for everyone watching, you should follow all of the runners. All of them are they're of the 6 best times in the game. There are 4 of them.
Oh God!
So,
Uh-oh.
That didn't sound good.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no. That is...
3,000. That's
How did you get 3,000
that's
damage?
very low.
Wow.
Well, at least you don't have to waste time with them healing up.
That's one way to find the bright side of things. Thank you.
Yep. One other thing to know about the Kainazo fight too is that the amount of damage that his big wave does is based on how much HP he has, which is so if he survives the first Bolt 3, and gets another wave off, it's much weaker. It's kind of I think that's kind of a unique mechanic to this game too, is enemies having attacks that are based on how much HP they have.
And he's not the only one, because Dr. Luque does the same thing with his laser. Am I naming that
It's
correct?
either
No,
beam or
laser's the
laser.
10%.
I can never remember the difference.
Laser's the 10%.
Yeah, laser. Laser is the one that gets weaker, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, because it one-shots you the first time he does it, and then does basically nothing if he gets it again.
Oh, I know exactly what I did.
No change rod.
No change rod.
No, the change rod's on. He doesn't have Gaia gear though.
Oh.
Whoa, okay.
He doesn't have the helmet on.
Yeah, the Gaia helmet gives 3 wisdom, and so that probably cost him a multiplier.
Interesting.
And there's the Kane multiplier basically showing itself right there that we were talking about, and how big of a number that can be.
Yeah, it's exactly the same concept.
So Kata got a pretty good landing by that frog city.
Troya.
Yeah, there you go. Roth got it.
Roth
too.
did too.
Nice.
I'm liking these
MLG
airship
landings all over the
landings.
place here. I remember the amount I had to practice for that. I'm still terrible at it.
Yeah, I somehow managed to get the FF5 equivalent just completely cold, too. I didn't actually practice it.
Alright, so we're coming up on another incentive here. So you'll notice a gentleman in the chat by the name of Big Fong Balls. He's going to be running Final Fantasy VI later. He's become famous as a Final Fantasy IV runner for his encounters and love of bats and the glory that they provide to a speedrun. So in a little history, like any bat back attack you get in this game, they cast a vampire, which is the same animation as Drain, and it takes forever. And there's a couple of back attacks that have 6 bats in them, so you're sitting there for almost a minute. And this Dark Elf cave actually has a couple of really nasty back attacks. One of them is the bats, and another one is 2 mages. 2 mages have the ability to cast Blast, and that can actually end up killing you if you're super unlucky, but it also costs a ton of time.
Yeah, should probably explain the routing, too, as far as the magnetic effect in the cave.
Right. So what happens in this cave is anybody with metal equipment is permanently paralyzed, and then if everybody gets permanently paralyzed, it's game over. And so what we do in terms of a speed run is we have everybody's paralyzed except for Sid. And so Sid is the only thing keeping our party alive. And so if Sid gets paralyzed, we're not able to run, we're not able to do anything. And so hopefully nobody experiences that. And I will keep my eye on Kata stream and start counting some bats.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got Roth.
No, I got no cash.
I've got Kobahi and some time on my hands.
Or Kobahi. Getting trolled.
He's really not that far behind.
Yeah, he's caught
not
up.
very far
He's
at
caught
all,
up a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, his ship just took off. He is literally just like
Yeah, him
a minute back.
having a really good sewers made a big difference.
Yeah, but I lost most of that time because I didn't get a
One
guy helmet.
shot
yeah.
and gain
That's
another.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 perfect landings, which is awesome. MLG.
No pressure, Kobahi.
Oh, that's not happening.
Oh, there's the 2 mages on Kata's stream, fortunately.
Those still give me nightmares.
Oh, they're nightmarish, that's for sure.
Well, they're mind flayers is what they really are, so good nightmare fuel there.
Bats!
It's 3 bats on Roth.
Ah, one off.
Roth with the special effects.
Yeah.
He's a
You're
showman.
gonna miss some bats.
Wow, so far I've been lucky with the bats. Let's see if this is a 6 bat back attack. No.
All I heard there was jinx, 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 jinx.
Yep.
Well, we can't win without bats.
So with this upcoming fight, the way it typically plays out is you walk in the Dark Elf, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna kick his butt, and then he totally annihilates you by casting some crazy magic spells, and then Edward has to save the day.
And says one of my
life.
favorite lines in the game too. Me attack you.
But we actually skip all the dialogue and all the spells that are being cast by equipping Sid with a metal item. And so everybody in the party has metal items and you instantly die. But because you're supposed to instantly die in the first phase of this fight, it's significantly faster.
I still remember the first time I got told that theory, and it was during my run too. So I was mid-run, and it was Humble SDA was the one that told me. He comes in, dude, you just got to put this on. Trust me on this one. I'm like, it's gonna kill me. Like, dude, just trust me, put it on. I'm like, it's going to kill me. You don't understand, bro. Like, no, just do it. Trust me. All right, fine. Finally did it, and just like, oh yeah, duh, because you're supposed to die. And yeah, and like you said, if you can make that happen even that much faster, the game's cool with it.
Oh, yeah, MTA raises a good question. Has anybody lost a run because of forgetting to talk to Edward?
Ooh. Not me.
I haven't personally, but
I've definitely witnessed runs being lost because of forgetting to get the crystal after the Dark Elf fight.
Oh
Been
yeah,
there.
that definitely happens.
Forgetting to talk to
Not
Rosa in
uncommon.
Kaipo happens probably more often than anything else. I've seen that a number of times.
No, Cash, just making sure you didn't get any, did you?
Correct. You are correct.
cool.
0.
This is
Just
you can still get
one
bats
zero.
in the cave of Eblan too. So
Right.
incentive doesn't end until they enter the Tower of Babel for the second time.
Basically,
Okay,
as soon
let's
as we
do
grab
this.
Edge.
Alright, Kobahi, you only have to beat 3 bats. You can win this.
I've already tied it.
And it's whoever gets the most bats wins. By the way.
First fight he ties it. Unbelievable.
Nice. Yeah, Vulcan said Kobahi got the clean black chocobo grab. It's because Kobahi actually did a save and quit. I forget, I didn't see if anyone else did, but basically you can save and quit, or save and reset there. And what it does is it normalizes the NPC movement, so basically the black chocobo will always be in the same place. It's theoretically slower than getting the clean grab anyway, but I mean that black chocobo, or there's 2 there, they can run around for a really long time.
Considering the last
So it's more
relay you ran
consistent.
around so much and I grabbed a yellow chocobo.
Yeah.
Killing Cecil is for experience management during Dark Elf, right? And Sid. Okay.
Correct.
The lead is mine!
Yeah, because I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but the way one of the kind of nuances of how experience works in this game. Well, also this is the only game in the relay where you actually get experience from bosses too, and we're going to be mostly riding that through the whole run, aside from one place near the end where they have to do some power leveling. But experience gets divided up, gets basically pulled when you win a battle, and then divided up among your living characters at the time. But it also gets applied to any characters that have left you and are going to be rejoining later, like Kane right now is getting all the experience from every battle that they win. So, by having fewer living characters when they win the Dark Elf battle, that means they get more experience, but then also Kane gets more experience too. So that's going to make him rejoin you at a higher level.
And also on that Dark Elf fight, you'll notice them casting Weak, which typically doesn't work against bosses, but for whatever reason.
So many bats.
Oh my gosh, Kobahi.
Kobahi is at 12
Oh my
bats.
god.
Nope,
haven't-
15.
No, 15 bats.
Oh man.
I knew it was bad, but hearing the number just made it that much worse. Oh,
That's
that was
insane.
brutal.
On the bright side, none of them were back attacks.
This is a very bright side.
For everybody else, and that you may be able to still catch up. Wow, the sink on the bottom too. Holy crap.
Yep.
You guys are
This is
dead even.
impressive.
I forgot to safety save before Zot.
You should be alright.
Save
Be
before
fine.
Zod.
Be fine.
Oh, is
Just
it
make
the,
sure-
is it the fire dog battle?
Yeah. The Fire Dog battle is very
Iffy.
It's not that it's iffy. It's like if you like forget to heal or something before the battle starts, you're pretty much guaranteed to die. And just remember, guys, press A to accept taking the fire sword. Don't press B.
Not me.
Yes.
Well, hold on now. Now, last time you didn't get the fire sword and you won the relay. So 100% of people who have skipped the fire sword have won the relay.
Let's not forget, almost world recorded. Let's not leave that portion out. He almost world recorded doing that too.
Well, hopefully nobody makes my mistake.
Thankfully, nobody made my mistake.
So they're grabbing the fire sword in this chest. This is going to be useful in the next 2 battles. Specifically, it's for damage against Golbez. And grabbing the fire sword will actually allow us to skip dialogue with good damage rolls.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Always a little scary, that fight. Flame Dog.
So you see, Kata has 3 guys coming out of the Flame Dog fight, whereas Roth only has 2 alive. That goes back to what Pruxel and Nerm were saying about the living members, and that Kata only had 2 people for Bygone and Kainazo, so Roth had to make up that XP somewhere, and he's doing that here.
Really?
And this tower is yet another place where back attacks can just totally annihilate you. I think there are a couple of us in the community who have like really good splits in our PBs through this tower, and so whenever we actually make it all the way through the tower, we're actually like 2 minutes behind because of all the back attacks we normally get. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that definitely happened. That's usually the tower. Actually, the second time in the tower is usually when that hits me.
Ooh, no, Cash was close.
Yeah, dang, dude, that was nuts. I got nervous too.
Wouldn't that just be a swift kick in the pants at that point? Tella getting all the experience off of that fight.
That happens to me a lot, actually.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not
a bad thing, actually. Yeah, thinking about it, it's not that horrible.
Because it's really meant for Kane anyway, right?
Yeah,
correct.
That's generally how that fight goes for me. Cecil usually does.
So, Catastrophic 4 and the Roth are both close enough to where you see Kata is currently dealing with a surprise attack, and that's actually going to allow Roth to slip by him. That's how close they are. One surprise attack makes the difference there. It's actually about neck and neck.
Actually, Catastrophic stayed ahead.
Yeah.
Just barely, though. Ooh, except he's menuing, whereas Roth isn't having to.
Roth is probably going to do it in the battle, I assume.
So this is another case of underflowing Tella's MP and then using that to cast Meteor, and that really trivializes this fight. This is one of the hardest fights, I think, in the casual playthrough.
Yeah, when I was a kid, this fight was actually...
Yeah, yeah. The only way I was ever able to win this fight as a kid was to get lucky with bouncing like a lit 3 off of a walled character and hit Cindy.
I'm not the only one. Good. I thought I was the only one that was crazy enough to like just keep attempting to bounce something off a wall, and it finally did work.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have level 18 Kane.
Remember the change rod, by the way, Kata.
Yeah, I did that before.
Kata took it off before.
This game isn't very good about explaining like how equipment affects your stats and damage multipliers and stuff. So that, especially if you're very young, as most of us were when the game first came out, it can make it kind of a rough experience at times. Also, not knowing that Cecil had to be alive after the dolls fight too. That
that ended me.
That's ended me a few times. Oh, up to 1,000 folks.
Yeah, 4 digits viewer hype. Please keep spreading the word about the relay on your social media and the like too. We'll be here for a while.
I had a terrible walk behind Baigen, like 4 or 5 of those bad back attacks, and I actually had a very, very good walk in the tower, the Zot tower here, so looks like I actually made up some ground. I'm about to be in the cutscene, so I think we'll be back on track.
Yeah. A good time for all 3 of these games, for the record too, is under 13 hours.
Yeah, it looks... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the current, like, quote-unquote record is, like, 12:36, I want to say, by Team Wyvern at the last relay. Hopefully we'll see some more sub-13s this time around.
Yeah, it's looking like Kata and Roth are pretty much synced up completely.
Yeah, Golbez is dying.
Just moments ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and No Cash is probably 25-30 seconds behind, if that. So, once again, this has been a really good race.
And again,
so we're coming up...
He isn't even far out.
Yeah, he's right there too. So we're coming up to Valvalis, which is really one of the first fights in the run that require a very specific... they're very execution-heavy fight, and it's really just about every boss fight from here on out is very execution-heavy. The idea behind the Valvalis fight is she enters into tornado form, and the only way to stop that is to jump with Kane. And in a speed run, you want to try and time it to where Kane is landing at the exact same time as Valvalis is beginning to spin. And that way, we don't have to sit through the animation of her casting spell Weak as well as Ray. And in an ideal fight, you will only see Weak and Ray on her first tornado form, and then everything after that, she'll be instantly canceled out of it.
Did we talk about duping the fire sword?
I did not talk about duping the fire sword. So, Fireball, you want to talk about that? Fire sword, Fireball.
It's like the one strat that I don't ever do. So basically, it's the same basic idea as duping the shield at the very beginning, only it's just half of the process. So it'll create a second fire sword. Yeah, I don't know. Technically speaking, I think Nerm probably has a better handle on it than I do, so I'll let him handle it.
Yep, that's basically it. You're duping a fire sword, one to give to Kane and one to give to Cecil, and that helps out damage-wise for Golbez. And in the any percent route, this is also the point of where you would check your GP for the any percent 64 floor glitch, but we're obviously not doing that route. And Poexel, actually since you're here, you want to talk about how the changes from the GP version to the English version in this particular scene?
What, you mean how it's Gil in the original? Or?
No, I was gonna say the bowling ball.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, and I think it's literally every other version of the game besides this one, the North American Super Nintendo version. Instead of being crushed into powder by or potentially getting crushed into powder by a giant bowling ball of doom, Rosa would get sliced and diced by a giant guillotine blade. There's quite a few little minor bits of censorship that were done when the game was translated. Both in this and in Final Fantasy VI. Personally, I think getting crushed by a bowling ball is a much creepier fate than a guillotine blade, but
I agree.
That's just me.
One of the big RNG factors in the Valvalis fight is that she very frequently casts Weak. And essentially for a lot of the fights over the next hour or so, you let all of your guys, except for Cecil, go into critical HP because Cecil will then protect them, so you only have to heal one person. but at the very start of this fight, before you can do anything, Valvalis casts Weak. And if she does that on Cecil, you can just have your guys start dying left and right, and it really throws off the timing of the fight. I don't think anyone's had it happen yet.
Yeah,
I think Yang and Kane got weak so far.
Yeah, because this is a very cycle-based fight. You're trying to get a certain number of attacks in before she tornadoes, and then time Kane's jumps so that he lands right after she does. And then also that exploiting the cover mechanic that Paladin Cecil has is something you'll be seeing in FF5 and 6 as well. It's a very useful trick to be able to kind of just control who on your team is tanking hits from bosses.
So no one's Cecil has gotten weak so far, which means Kobahi's certainly going to get trolled.
That seems to be the trend for this race.
Yeah.
With my strategy, it's actually not that bad if he gets weak in mine. Because I throw a Q2 on Cecil with himself right away, so if he gets weak, he heals himself to like 400 or something.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous though, just how many different versions of this game there are and how different they all are from each other.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a record for most remakes. This FF4 has to be close.
I mean, this is the most popular version for speedrunning in the English-speaking world, mostly just because of how glitchy and broken it is.
Glad the
So just
DS
to point
version is
out-
just a whole different level of evil.
Just point out really quick, Roth had level 19 Kane, Kata did not. He had level 18. And you see just how much time Roth gained just by having Kane at a higher level and having him do that much more damage.
It'll also probably come into play in the Dulls fight. The Dulls fight's also got a fair amount of RNG to it, but the Roth definitely stands in a position to make up more time there as well.
I think Kata,
Big doll!
pretty sure Kata actually got level 19 in that fight right there. So he should be okay. And no cash right behind.
I'm actually pretty happy with the way that fight went for being at level 18. So
A
Now
pretty
we-
good fight. I had one minor. I didn't parry in time with Rosa, so she got one extra week. That's how technical that fight is, but still pretty good fight.
So now we get to see Kobahi deal with Cecil getting beat. This is guaranteed.
It's just gonna happen.
Guaranteed.
Take it to the bank. Sorry, my microphone is deciding to fall off again for no apparent reason. So if you hear random loud noises, I apologize.
Good, I can make loud noises. Blame you for it.
Awesome. How did I see that coming?
Nope, weak game.
Wow. Nice, 4 for 4.
Nice.
Then.
This is the moment where it all turns around for Kobahi.
Okay. I also hope I'm not the only one that sees Valvalis' tornado form and sees googly eyes instead of a woman's head at the top.
Now that you say that, I can see it.
That's
Oh,
all
God.
that's all I
can
as a kid,
kind
too.
of see
God, what
it.
have you done? You've broken Valvalis for me now. Oh, Polak's a lie.
No regrets.
It's like Rydia's giant feet in Crump's old layout.
Oh, God, dang it. Somebody brought that up, and now I can't unsee that either.
So upcoming we have the fight with Calcabrina, which is another execution-heavy fight. Casually, you might remember that you kill some dolls, and all of a sudden, oh, it turns into a big doll, and that thing kicks your butt. But in a speedrun sense, the idea is the script is set up in such a way that as long as one of each kind of doll is still alive, it won't transform. And so the idea is to kill off the blue dolls and the orange dolls as close together as possible to skip the transition to the big doll phase.
Yeah, and the blue dolls have a lot more HP than the orange ones do, so that makes it pretty interesting how you execute it.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 1,000 health on the blue and 300 on the orange.
Isn't it correct? Oh, I thought it was 1,300 on the blues.
No,
Thank God, no.
In the Japanese version, it's 1369, 369, but here it's just 1,300.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's another version difference too. Is just the amount of HP that enemies have. Is
Oh, I just saw the googly eyes.
Yeah, you won't unsee it now.
Oh, I hope. I bet that's what I think it is too. The Dragon Dark just linked to some edited picture I once saw.
That is a good picture. 10 of 10.
Yeah, now I see it.
Click again.
I mean, it becomes a bigger and bigger thing as the game progresses too, and this affects like the PlayStation and PSP versions too, as well as the original Japanese. That like CPU, one of the final bosses has 20,000 HP in this version and 30 in the others.
Nice fight, Kobahi.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody forget the crystal. Catastrophic brought that up in chat. Nobody forget the crystal.
That's a very big point to make. But they have to get through the fights first. So we can talk about grabbing the crystal after.
No. We just assume they're going to get through it. You know, faith. Good faith.
Yeah.
You guys safety save, right?
But one of you want to explain the warp crystal glitch then? Or do we want to let them fight some dolls first, I guess?
We should let them fight some dolls first.
Yeah, the dolls may be the best move here, just in case, because something is going to go wrong. We all know this. It's the dolls.
Yeah.
The dolls, it's inevitable to have something go wrong.
Yeah.
And there are sort of two different strats that are used. There's one that involves Yang kicking every round, and one that does not. And I know that Roth usually uses the kick strat, but
he's kicking.
Yeah. And so that basically this smooths out damage. Every so often you'll throw a dancing dagger or have Kane jump, and he'll do almost enough damage to kill them in one shot, but he won't quite get there. And having Yang kick and even doing like 70 damage twice is usually enough to prevent Cecil having to throw a second dancing dagger at them, or even a first dancing dagger at them, which just allows you to go through the fight a lot quicker. And some people just prefer to attack with Yang.
And the other part to this fight, you may notice right now on Roth's side that he's throwing a mute on everybody in his own party, which is going to carry over to the next fight against Golbez, and that is actually vitally important for said fight.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of ties back to what they did, what I think it was just Kata did for Mylon Z, which was to piggy his own characters. This game is kind of old and simple enough that the game can't handle you getting new status conditions when you already have one. So since they already had Piggy, they couldn't get poison in here. Since they have Mute, they can't get, well, you'll see. Very nice dolls fight by the Roth.
Yeah, that's a great dolls fight.
Yeah, that was beautifully done.
It also didn't seem like anyone dropped a Cure 2 down the well, so I'm disappointed.
Because I'm not playing this time.
Very real strats.
No, that's just a very sensitive menu. You can be pressing the button down to talk to the well, and it somehow uses a Q2.
So the idea in the Golbez fight is to have Kane jump before Golbez starts talking, and that'll allow Kane to land after the Mist Dragon shows up. Spoilers, sorry.
Yeah, that was one difference between, or since the last relay, is everyone, I think, is doing Battle Speed 1 dolls. We always did Battle Speed 2 just because we didn't...
Kata's about to big doll.
Kata's got the big doll.
That's an unexpected big doll.
Yeah, I saw the damage on the last dancing dagger that Cecil threw did not take out the blue doll in the back row for Catastrophic, and that had me a little bit worried.
Yeah, his Cecil died too, and so he had to cure. He couldn't stay on his normal strat of just killing the dolls.
Is there a? I mean, is there a really consistent way to kill the big doll now, or is it still pretty luck based?
Cure as much as you can and hope.
Yep. Pray and cure. All you can do.
I think you do. It's basically just like do everything that's the strongest amount of attack. Like you have Kane repeatedly jump, Cecil throw daggers, and Rosa just try to heal everybody. And then Yang can either attack or be a backup healer. It just tends to be whatever characters you have up at the time, and then just trying not to die from there on out.
Ooh, got lucky with
Got
this
to
on a
unequip
cane.
the tiara from Forum. Whoops.
You were too excited about all the hype from Trash Can Carrot.
Definitely.
Well, this is exciting.
Get it untransform?
Hey, you lived.
No,
Will
I have.
still be able to camp run with only 2
He has to
parties?
reactively do it, doesn't he?
It's proactive, and I don't know what 2 people did. 2 people did might be really exciting.
I don't know if I can hit this or not, but I'm sure gonna try.
I think you can
leave.
still do it.
So yeah, what we're talking about is usually with battle speed 2 dolls, you can just jump with Kane.
Nice, you got it. Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
Nicely done.
And then with battle speed 1 dolls, you have to can't run. And then, depending on how many people are dead, you might have to can't run sooner. So Kata had to do that can't run sooner than we usually have to.
For anyone who doesn't know the game, that what Kata hit there was probably no bigger than like a 10-frame window to get that jump off. And if he doesn't get that jump off, this fight becomes between very difficult and almost impossible. So that was really important.
So this is where you see why they muted themselves during the dolls fight too, because then Golbez's hold gas just whiffs completely, and you can actually start fighting before Rydia appears.
And I didn't get rid of it. Oh well.
But you're alive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
The
that's
important thing.
I'd say that's even more hype than Ridiculous after the dolls fight.
Kobahi also has.
I'm doing it
Kobahi
on
forced
purpose.
that.
Oh,
He did that on purpose.
Doing
He
the
killed off the
swag.
front 3.
nice
Yeah,
swag strats.
Don't forget to grab the crystal, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so there what you can do is, after that fight ends, you can use your newly acquired Rydia to cast Warp, which is a spell that takes you back to the previous room that you were in. And because of the way the game is programmed, it doesn't remember that the crawly hand took the crystal. So you can just go back in, take the crystal, and then it actually prevents you from having to go into the sealed cave later. So you never have to fight that horrifying wall that just crushes all your dudes. Yeah. But if
And
you
all the
forget it,
doors.
then it's just
Oh, it
a
ran out of power.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I think if you get its HP low enough and then don't kill it before its next turn, they'll split back up and the fight.
If it's under 10% health, I believe, and then you don't hit it fast enough, and like Alexa said, if it gets its next turn, it splits back.
I was getting low damage rolls on Kane. So I felt bad.
Yeah, Kane's jumps were really low for you.
Kobahi with the double doll strats.
It's just that much more slag.
You get so much experience, though. So much experience.
Does it add up?
Yes.
Really? I did not know that.
As
Interesting.
long as you don't kill 256 of them, because if you do that, it goes back to 0.
So is this the
What is it
advent?
about numbers
Is
in
this
this?
the advent of doll grind instead of D-machine grind?
I think everybody would quit FF4 if that were the case.
Yeah, I'm no. I'm done with that thought. No. No, thank you.
Alright, so, looks like no cache miner froze.
Yeah, same on my side.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Just dropping frames, it looks.
Yeah, it's frame drops.
Anyway, you'll notice going through the Dwarven Castle, they're picking up the Strength Ring. The Strength Ring gives 5 strength and is used on Kane, give him yet another multiplier, so he'll be doing even more damage. And also, You might see this, you might not. You can buy rune armlets in the Dwarven armor shop, and that'll give a boost to the magic stat for Rydia and also Fusoya later. And you'll see Roth is actually approaching it right now. He's about to pick up the Cat Claw, which has basically changed this run completely from what it was about a year ago. By duping the Cat Claws, each Cat Claw gives 5 agility, and then you can equip the Cat Claws onto Edge, and then he already has innate high agility, and then equipping the Cat Claws on top of that gives him another 10. And what that does is it actually gives Edge high enough agility to allow the party to run away from about 90% of the back attacks that are encountered.
Egg.
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 Had to do it. Sorry. Had to be done.
Yeah, the egg is a somewhat time-honored tradition in FF4 too, just because I mean normally when you fight this egg, if you the first time you attack it, it hatches into another monster. But if all you're doing is running away, you just have this egg sitting there, and you can get back attacked by an egg that doesn't do anything too.
That's the best.
That bat was by far the best thing ever.
Yes. Yeah, shoutouts to the Aussie net stabilizing both for that and for the trash can to actually be seen.
Nice recovery there, Kobahi.
I didn't even get Ordeals.
And you get all the fun.
Survival is the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just decided to do it normally after the doll went out. I didn't want to force the doll again.
Oh, that's sad. You were really close in Radiolus too. You're within 100 HP.
Yeah, that was a really bad Cecil damage roll.
And Lydia. The only one who did decent damage was Kane, and he could have done more.
Sorry for the random cat noises, but Spaz is here to say hi, so it's gonna happen.
Okay, so we're coming up on the Dr. Lugue fight. You'll see Roth, who is in the lead, approaching that fight. I'm not sure if No Cash or Kata are closer behind because No Cash is dropping frames. I think he was ahead of Kata just by a little bit, and then Kobahi is a little bit behind. But the idea behind the Lugue fight is very similar to the doll fight, where you want, for the first fight against Lugue, you want to kill all the eggs. No. you want to kill Dr. Lugue and Balnab at the same time, because each of them individually both have a trigger if the other one is dead. And so if Lugue is still alive and Balnab dies, then Lugue starts piloting Balnab in this super-powered mecha form that does a ton of damage and is really bad news. And then if Balnab is alive but Lugue is dead and he hits that trigger, then Balnab will just explode and take out one of your party members. So ideally, they want to kill Lugue and Balnab at the same time.
Either way, you're pretty much going to lose somebody else in your party if one of the other two is alive. If one of the two enemies is alive, you're going to lose one.
Yeah, having Balnab survive and explode isn't as bad as having Lugue survive. And
Dwarf, please.
Oh no!
Oh, the dwarf troll.
Because this is
that
what he
dwarf
needed.
was not a Chocobro.
This is where more games need to be like Mystic Quest, where you can jump over
Just
NPCs.
jump over them.
Yes. Amen.
That's the first and last time anyone will ever say anything should be like Mystic Quest.
What about the shrug? The shrug animation.
Ooh, shrug is.
Yeah.
I
is
want
pretty
that in
It's got good
all
music.
games. Right now, No Cash is splicing in a feed so he can become the world record holder. I assume he will have a 258 at the end of this.
That'd be quite the splice.
oh, It's like he's at 0 miss already. Yeah. What a good player. All right. So Roth, by forgetting to grab the tiara, he's actually hurts Rydia's damage a lot. The tiara actually gives 2.5 magic multipliers, and so not having the tiara is very bad news for Rydia. But it looks like he managed anyway. He killed Lugae and Balnab at the same time. And then the second form of Lugae is actually, it's an easy fight. It just takes a long time. He only does like minimal amounts of damage, and he just does a whole bunch of status effects. But he has one big laser, which is based on his HP, that can cause some grief depending on who he chooses to laser. The ideal laser target, I believe, is Cecil, because he can survive for one if you're lucky. But even if he dies, Cecil's not really contributing too much to this fight anyway.
Another thing that we didn't mention as it was happening in a couple of the streams is they all picked up an item called the Cat Claw, which is really important later, because it gives a speed multiplier, and when equipped on Edge. Oh wait, did someone talk about it already?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry. I was off in space apparently. My apologies.
That's okay. Another important usage of the Cat Claw is it multiplies the damage of the other claw equipped. So all of a sudden you'll see Yang, because he has the Thunder Claw, and Balnab and Dr. Lugae second form are both weak to lightning. All of a sudden he'll start hitting for like 1,500 damage. So Yang becomes relevant right before some inevitable plot happens.
And to answer your next question, no, having 2 Cat Claws equipped does not give you some excessive, like, oh, I get 4x damage. You may, but the damage that you're multiplying it on is so low that you will not care.
It's just infinite multipliers, man.
Hey, the way that it counts doors when you walk through them, you may be surprised how things like that might work. This game does have very odd ways of dealing with anything above 65, or above 64. Like teleporting you to the end of the game.
Well, unless it's items, then you can have up to 99.
Well, technically 65,535.
Yep.
Wow, I've seen
to be real exact.
Kata also with the good kill in the game.
Very nice.
So, I think no cash is there as well. We're just waiting for the splice to complete. Alright, so the next major fight in the run is the Drain Spear fight, and what the Drain Spear is going to be used for. The Drain Spear is actually an item that has really high attack power, but it gives, when equipped, it gives such negative stats that it really drains the character's power.
Sailfish.
But so what we actually end up doing is the Drain Spear is also throwable, so we'll end up duping the Drain Spear, and then basically Edge becomes the Drain Spear throwing Gatling gun, and because of the Drain Spear's high attack power, it allows Edge to do a fair amount of damage throughout the rest of the game. Yeah, we're still waiting on no catches stream to fix itself. It's not something we're working on right now. I'm sure no cash is working on it as best he can.
Yeah, that's one of the big fun parts about trying to actually maintain your speed run and bringing your stream back online, let alone rejoining a Skype call too.
It really sucks with Elgato, because every time the Elgato shuts off and back on, I'm sure you guys know, it takes your screen away for a minute.
music volume is a little too loud.
Yeah, I'll turn it down. Okay, I just turned it down about 15%.
Okay. So, basically after Lugae, there's just a whole bunch of walking. You have to walk all the way out of the tower. You can't cast exit because there is an event trigger right at the end. So, otherwise you'd be able to get out really quickly. But unfortunately, the game doesn't allow you to do that. There's a couple of bad back attacks walking through this tower. The worst one you can run into is a single Chimera because it'll cast Blaze. Blaze does a very high amount of damage. And Roth, if we had the egg incentive, Roth would be so far ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I beg to differ. There's a worse back attack you can get here.
6
The
tofus.
eggs.
All right,
the eggs.
can you guys hear me?
I can hear
Yep.
you, yes.
Yep.
Hear you, yeah.
Hear you.
Okay, I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know what happened, but I did a full reset and I just started streaming, but hopefully it catches up in a second.
And you're doing around 1,000 bit rate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we had some, but your testing was all fine the other day too. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Of course, it's just relay luck, I guess.
Yep.
But it should be coming live any second. I just hit live and I reset my router and I have internet, obviously. So hopefully it'll just be a second.
I'll toggle it again and see if that helps.
Yeah. It hasn't.
Yeah, I don't understand.
There it goes, maybe.
Well, I'm getting red in OBS. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to drop my bitrate or something.
You could try that, but
To
I'm
like
not sure
800 or so, but that would be unprecedented if that actually fixed a frame
Right.
issue.
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm
No,
working on it.
don't worry about it. Just play the game. We'll
Yeah. I did a full restart and everything, my computer and the internet, so I don't know why all of a sudden it's happening.
It's relay luck.
Yeah. So, is there any like intricacies with the Dark Imp battle these days, or is it just wail on them and?
Not particularly. They'll die in basically 3 actions: Kane, Cecil, and Yang. So there's nothing.
Yeah, because like some Japanese runs I've watched do some unequipping during the fight. Because I think Yang has stuff that they don't want to lose in their route.
Yeah, that would
I
make
think
sense.
Magus
for the
unequips his cat claws because he only gets 2 of them. I think everyone else gets like the 65,000 cat claws.
You can never have too many cat claws.
I never, I don't know why, but I always just kind of did the 65,000 glitch every time. Like, I mean, obviously just with the Drain Spear and with the shield early on, I kind of figured, hey, why worry about another one when you can just, hey, it only takes up 1 more inventory spot? Yeah, why not? And it never really hurt me, so.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, maintaining 2 cat claws is a little more annoying than just having a giant stack of them.
That's kind of what I thought too, and why I chose the giant stack over the 2.
So, getting to this point in the game, FF4 decided, well, we really like airship cutscenes, so we're gonna throw like 50 of them at you. So, this is the first of many that you'll see.
To be fair, you should be doing a dungeon between.
Yeah, there should be more time in between, but.
It's still a lot of airship cutscenes. They're like, what do people really like? Airship cutscenes, yay!
Only skipping Demon's Gate was as doable in Final Fantasy VII as it is in this game.
Alright, so currently it looks like Roth is in the lead. He is getting the airship modified so he can grab the hovercraft, and then he'll be doing the Drain Spear fight. Kata is in the cutscene before that, so he's probably a minute to a minute and a half behind Roth. Oh, is Roth farther ahead than that?
He's at Eblan.
He's walking in Eblan from here right now. I'll refresh in a second.
Yeah,
no, you're
and
fine.
then-
You're fine.
And then No Cash is probably around the same place as Kata, and he's also taking care of some internet issues, so that's always very exciting to deal with. And then Kobahi is just finishing up the Dark Imp fight, and so he's probably 2 minutes behind the rest of them. So it's still a very close race, and any amount of things can happen to equalize this out. Not to mention the Drain Spear fight can be very trolly too, so... Ideally, the way the Drain Spear fight works is you'll want to cast Titan, and then during the Titan cast you'll want to dupe Kane's weapon slot.
Most importantly, you want to drop a cover on Rydia with Cecil as fast as you possibly can to keep her from getting killed, because if she gets killed, this fight becomes a pain.
Which is why I always keep her in critical. Like, mine's critical now, so I can just throw a Q on Cecil, because he's going to take a lot of damage usually.
There's a couple different ways to deal with it, actually. There's placement of your group. You can actually make sure that Cecil acts first. It's a little excessive to do that. I don't recommend it, but I used to do that because I'm scared of that fight like you would not believe. So you can actually organize your group and have Cecil act first. You can have everybody stay in critical except for Cecil. He'll block for them automatically. That's or just kind of hope. I guess the third option is just kind of hope.
The way mine works is so that Cecil is still covering when it gets to Kane's turn, so I don't have to like parry on Cecil.
Spoiler alert, hoping and Final Fantasy IV do not go together.
Yeah, that's 13. Hope is in 13. And 13 too. And probably Lightning Returns, but I haven't played that yet, so...
Kobahi with the egg back attack.
Oh,
yes.
Sneaky. Okay, so we're getting actually already entered the second phase of the bat incentive. Roth has entered Eblan Cave, which is where you can start getting bats again. So whoever was on Roth duty.
Yep.
Oh no, how are we going to count no caches?
Divine Intervention.
Oh, that's 6. and then the one giant bat. So is that 7? Is that what we're doing here?
No. So the upcoming boss fight is actually going to be Rubicante, and it's really funny because in the casual playthrough he's a really difficult boss because he's just casting fire like crazy and instant killing party members. But in the speedrun, because of all the strength boosting equipment Kane has and the Drain Spears, it's probably the most trivial Four Fiends fight out of the 4 of them.
And what's funny is it used to be one of the scarier ones too, and now because of all the ways that we've equipped everybody, it has become, like you said, one of the most trivial by far.
I saw some more bats on the Roth.
Yep.
Will he be able to cut it into Kobaya's massive lead though? Question. Have there been any bat back attacks?
No.
There have not. There have not.
Oh, Kata saw some bats. It's all over the place.
Roth has 17, which is semi-respectable, but Kobai, he had like 12 or something?
15. He had 15 going
in the Dark Elf cave.
Yeah.
15, just... Okay.
So if he gets any bat attack, he just wins.
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
Yep.
Considering last relay I had 0 eggs.
Oh, there's 4 more.
Yeah, remember that back or surprise attack bats count double too. And the reason we're doing this is just because this is one of the biggest ways you can get trolled by RNG in the game. Just because the bats all attack with an attack that has a pretty slow animation, so it's the better part of a minute gone if you get back or surprise attack by bats.
So basically, the point Roth is at right now is when you get edge, and when you once you throw the cat claws on edge, you can start running from most back attacks. And in my eyes, that's really the point where the rest of the run just becomes execution based. It's not so much RNG based. So from that point onward, it's going to come down to more to the runner's ability than actual RNG, except with the exception of finding the grind fight, which can be a big one.
And red dragons.
Red dragons aren't so bad.
I'll debate that, but okay. I tend to get very unlucky with the amount I get.
Yeah, No Cash just texted me and said his internet is still down.
Okay. Yeah, because I figured since he keeps dropping from the Skype call, this happens too. That probably means it's with his internet instead of with the
right
setup.
I'm back for a second, but I don't know what's going on with my OBS or my internet. So I'm sorry, guys.
No, don't worry about it. Just keep going. We'll rejoin you when we can.
I'm starting to stream now again. We'll see.
I think we can safely blame Everhate either way.
Absolutely.
Also, was it Flame? I will show you how.
If only he actually used Flame.
Yeah. It's my internet, so because my OBS is not streaming anymore. I mean, it keeps dropping. So I'm right. I just finished the I will show you how cutscene. So I'm gonna mute myself and make some calls.
Okay, so you're right up there with Kata. And Kobahi's in the Drain Spear fight right now.
Like we were saying, if you leave her in critical health, like you're seeing with the 21 health that she has on her, and she's ducking down, you can barely see it, but she is sweating. If you get that, Cecil automatically blocks for that character. And that's all you need.
Alright, bats, let's do this.
Take the title, it is rightfully yours, Kobahi.
It's 6.
It is over.
Finito. It's over.
Man. Kobahi, master of the
21 bats before even being in the actual Eblan.
So right now, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to talk about battle, which I think you were probably going to do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the Eblan, quote unquote fight, you don't really do anything. So you're going to see Roth and everyone else just do a whole ton of inventory manipulation, including, equipping the stuff that he just bought in the Eblan cave, the Ice Shield, Blizzard, Spear, and Ice Brand. You're going to see him do that, and then kind of maneuver things to make it easier for the rest of the game. So put Drain Spears in the first slot because you're going to be doing a lot with that. And then just opening up slots for like the Elixir, which we'll buy soon. So that'll be at the top and all that good stuff.
It looks like No Cash's stream is back up. That's what we just need to do. Okay, there we go. Nice.
Ooh.
I'll hit my magic refresh button.
Oops. That'd be F5.
Bats.
Four bats for Kobahi. 25 bats.
Kobahi
We were all worried about having to count No Cashes.
From here on out,
Yeah.
you'll be known as
Well, I mean,
Kobahi.
we do want to know just because this is a ranked. And
Oh, no!
That's true. My God, the
that's
eggs.
That's technically eight.
Oh!
That's 29 bats.
Four.
So
Wow.
Wow.
He's counting double.
This is impressive.
33.
Yeah, that puts him at 33.
The record that will never be broken.
Vic will be proud.
Yeah.
Vic already said that he
Yeah.
bequeaths his mantle to Kobahi. So Kobahi is now king of the
Master
bats.
of the bats.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what these incentives for too for anyone tuning in is for the bonus game, which is going to be released tomorrow on the same channel. It's going to be decided both by the relay runners and also you, the viewers. So if you haven't already, hit up that straw poll link I just put in. But for the bat incentive, I guess, well, Kobahi, basically, whoever has the most bats is going to get 4 votes towards the bonus game, and then 3, 2, 1 down from there.
Oh god, so many bats.
The
The best part is I still have 3 steps or so to get another encounter.
Yeah.
So the Ruby fight that Roth is in is fairly straightforward. It's a lot of jumping with Kane, throwing Drain Spears with Edge. Edge is currently taking a nap for Roth right now.
He's good at that.
Yeah, one other thing that I think Roth and Nurm both do. I don't know if the others do, but it's sneaking in Ice 2 casts with Rydia. When Ruby's cloak is open, he takes damage from ice and heals from fire, but when it's closed, he heals from ice and takes damage. Or he may or may not take damage from fire at that point. But if you time it well enough, you can get those Ice 2 casts while it's open. If not, then it's kind of detrimental.
Roth's actually getting trolled pretty good by Ruby here. He took out the 2 highest damage dealers, but he was able to recover just
Got through it. He didn't get the dialogue, even though he killed him with a physical, though.
Yeah, the dialogue again does not make sense in that fight. Like, if you kill him, Rubicante, with a physical attack, he should give you this whole dialogue about how blah 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 whatever, and it takes a good couple seconds, and it's a pain in the butt to wait through. Sometimes it doesn't fire randomly. Sometimes it fires if you kill him in ways that don't normally trigger that, and just that fight is messed up programming wise. It's really weird. Like, I get the feeling we still haven't broken that fight down to the best that we can, quite honestly. Just the way that it can be manipulated, that I've even done it accidentally. Egg, by the way. There are so many eggs, too. My God, the eggs and bats are everywhere. Yeah, like missing an attack and still killing him. See? Overlord remembers. He saw that one. There's just some weird stuff in that fight. There really is. There's no explanation for it either.
Crap. Oh, that sucked.
Yeah, that's true. The bats are not everywhere. They're just in the upper left-hand corner on Kabahi's screen.
So you see there, Kata just barely mistimed an Ice 2. It procced, or she cast it just right before he opened his cloak again. Also with the no dialogue attack kill. Good job, Ruby.
Oh, there's no cash. He just killed Ruby as well. Like, no cash and Kata are literally synced for me.
Oh, yeah, wow. That is impressive.
Refreshing and go out.
I don't know if I'm back.
You
But
are.
let me
looks like
know.
Yeah, you are.
Sounds like
You are
Are you
right
saying
now.
that you're back?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I just like to apologize to everybody.
No. There's nothing you can do about internet issues. It's just
I was actually on the phone with my cable company or my internet company that whole time while playing the game, so I'm really sorry. It's looking good right now, but I'm just gonna let everyone know that if it happens again, I'm terribly sorry. It's not cool.
well, that's internet in North America for you, sadly. The relay is actually being streamed from a server that's in Sweden too, so it should be pretty simple.
I've actually, since I've restarted my computer, I have no idea where anyone is and where I compare to. But I had 3 bats in Eblan Cave, and it was not a back attack.
Don't worry, I'm up to 33.
Don't worry.
Yeah, Kabahi has it pretty much wrapped up now.
Oh, jeez. That bad.
Speaking of
mean
threes,
that- you mean
triple
that
GG,
good.
Catastrophic.
That good. That's
Yeah.
so good. No.
It's that good.
How many bonus points?
Kata with the triple egg GG too.
Oh, nice.
So where am I in compared to everyone else?
Okay, so the current standings, Roth is ahead. He's getting his airship work done with Sid. You and Kata, No Cash and Kata are basically tied right now, just about to get the airship. Kata just walked in. Looks like No Cash is walking in less than 10 seconds later, about 15 seconds because of that encounter. And then Kabahi is working on the Ruby fight.
Oh, for me, he's still throwing darts at his mom with Edge.
I want to clean my room.
Some latent aggression.
Now I'm just cleared up my doing.
Yeah, so we've only got about an hour or less than an hour to go too, and it's still a really tight race, which is amazing.
And again, with the weirdness that can happen, believe me, anybody can still win this one. Anybody.
Yeah, fighting the proper grind fight can actually take minutes off the time.
Yep.
So even though Roth has a little bit of a lead, that can evaporate.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every time I've seen a new record get set in this category for the past like 6 months or so, it's always it seems like it's almost always kind of a come from behind too, just because of the grind fight or the final descent or Zeromus. I mean, something that happens in the last half hour basically.
To quote the Roth on his the run where he got the world record, I would reset if I still had time. At the very beginning, he had some bad luck, thought about resetting, and then just didn't have time because he had to go to work. And then he just continued it, and then casually got the world record because he's a robot.
So this is where grabbing that dark crystal from the dwarf castle comes into play. You see Roth just kind of walked into the sealed cave. And when you hit that spot, the game basically checks your inventory to see if you have a dark crystal, because you're supposed to have it when you're exiting. But since you have it when you're entering, it's like, okay, let's just trigger this cutscene. And that's what allows you to skip the entirety of the sealed cave, except for the entrance room, that is. So now you get the second, or the third airship scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to an issue with their private airship, Team Gato is unfortunately unable to perform here tonight for the planet. Instead, we are not running your deal. We hope you enjoy the musical stylings of the Scuba Diver.
Nice, and Kobahi's through Ruby as well.
So after Ruby, there's a bit of a lull, just because we're skipping Sealed Cave. We basically walk into Sealed Cave. There's an airship cutscene. We walk into Sealed Cave, trigger that event because we grabbed the Dark Crystal early. Walk out, walk back to the Dwarven Castle, and then there's another airship cutscene. So once again, this is probably a great time to advertise to follow all of the runners that are running in this relay. Kobahi, No Cash, Catastrophic 4, and the Roth for FF4. Dragon LX, Jenya, Delm, and Happy Squid for Final Fantasy V, and Big Fong Balls, the LCC, Fathlo, and Elmagus for Final Fantasy VI. Give them all a follow.
Yeah. Please follow the commentators too. I mean, they're all other Final Fantasy runners and active members of the RPG speedrun community as well.
And did you want to advertise RPG Limit Break a little bit?
Sure. I mean, if you're enjoying this race like you should definitely come back here on May the 16th, I believe, is when there's going to be a live race by 3 of these people, along with yourself, Nirm, for a charity marathon that we're organizing. We'll plug that again at the end too, along with some special artwork I was sent.
It's literally the best 30th birthday present I could have asked for.
And this will be all. There will hopefully be no internet issues too, because we'll all be in the same place, in the same room, in fact, too.
So if there is, everyone goes down.
Yeah, including the Roth, who's coming all the way from Australia to pay us a visit, among other people.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's not just that too. There's going to be about 35, I think we're up to now, total runs for RPG Limit Break.
It's a pretty hefty amount of RPGs.
Yeah, so check out the schedule that my bot just linked. And the Twitters. You're already on the right channel for it. It's going to be here.
Also, seizure warning on the Roth stream. For whatever reason, they decided to make this part as super flashy as they possibly could. So if you have any kind of tendencies towards epilepsy, then I suggest looking away for a moment, or just don't look at Roth stream. I hope I said that in time in terms of delay. And the same is going to apply to everybody else when they get to that point. So really, there's not a whole lot to talk about right now, other than when you finally get to the moon, they're going to go into Hummingway Cave, which is where there's going to be a lot of naming ways and Hummingways in the same cave, and one particular Hummingway in the cave sells elixirs, and the rest of our ill-gotten gains are going to go into buying a ton of elixirs, which will help us survive the rest of the game.
Yeah, our devastation of the mist economy before we burn the ground too.
Yeah. Almagus brings up a good point. The Hummingway Cave is one of the only town areas where the step counter actually increases. And because the NPC that actually sells the elixir likes to run around randomly, it's going to be very fun trying to route that out in a step route for this game.
Yeah, I mean, because the Japanese route doesn't go there at all, so it's not a thing for them doing full game step manipulation.
One other thing to note about walking on the moon is before we would grab the cat claws, walking on the moon was one of the most scary things in the entire speedrun. There are a ton of encounters that can just level the party at this point, but because of the agility gained by equipping the cat claws, we can run from almost every back attack on the moon now, with the exception of 2 red worms. So it really made the walk on the moon much more simplistic and less of a threat. Is this the first Final Fantasy where you go to the moon?
I think so.
Well, where you leave Earth at all, I would say.
Yeah.
Isn't 3, technically speaking, going to hell? at the end. I mean, technically, but not really.
2 does that too. I mean, the final dungeon
that's true.
is hell, basically.
But that would still technically be Earth. Well, okay, that's really debatable. Whatever, that's a long, drawn-out argument we're not getting into.
Yeah. And you
But
go
yeah,
into
I
outer
think so.
space in 7, you go to the moon in 8, you go to another world in 9, and so forth.
Then you time travel. 10-2 is, well, 10-2.
Yeah.
And because every good game needs its puddle moon man, there's Fusoya.
Fusoya.
My favorite mop ever.
His death sprite is the best.
Yes, Pylo Beard. So after some delicious cutscenes here, we're going to be entering the Giant of Babel, which is next to the last dungeon. And one of you is going to start talking about the grind fight then.
Sure, I can do that.
Hey,
Somebody-
speaking before the grind fight, I wanted to give Crumps a heads up. I don't have my timer up anymore because of my resets, so I can't
Okay.
time my grind fight.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my timer up for.
Yeah. So that's the next. Well, I get near one. You explain the fight and then talk about the incentive.
Sure. So there's a particular. In order to actually finish the game and not die horribly to Zemus, we actually need to grind out some levels. And there's a particular encounter in the game, a searcher coupled with 2 beamers, that will, when the searcher is alone and it's attacked, it will spawn a monster called a D machine or a machine dragon. And so what we do is we repeatedly kill the D machine with weak, and then hit the searcher again and bring the D machine back up. However, in order to expedite this process, there's a glitch in this game involved with the life spell and monsters, where if a monster has 0 of the, I can't remember if it's called Constitution or Vitality, 0 of that particular stat, and they're revived with a life spell, they will immediately instantly die, and you will get credit for another kill. So the ideal strat for this D machine fight is to spawn a D machine, have Fusoya cast weak to kill it, cast weak, and then the next character attacks it and kills it. And then ideally the next 2 characters will throw a life on the D machine, and that'll give you credit for a total of 3 kills. And then in order to sufficiently grind enough levels, you need a minimum of 15 D machines in order to get Edge enough experience to hopefully survive Zemus. And we use Edge because his darts with the Drain Spear, do a lot of damage. And also in doing this grinding, we're also leveling up Kane, who rejoins the party at the end. And so with the level about 50-ish Edge and 51, 52 Kane, we traverse the end of the game, hoping to kill Zemus.
And how the routing for this has changed pretty substantially multiple times over the past year and a half or so too, because the older single segment route leveled up both Rosa and Rydia, so that they had Holy and Nuke to use on the final battles, but that requires a lot more D machine kills. And then I think it became just Rosa, and now it's just Edge. Just because it takes fewer, basically just takes fewer level ups for Edge to be able to output enough damage to get the Zemus strat to work.
Yeah.
I think the Zemus fight is slightly slower than the old strat, but
Yeah.
because the level up fight now is so much faster, it's a time save.
Yeah, because in the old strat you would skip Zemus's HP refill by using a wall, but it's still several minutes faster to use the Edge strats. So anyway, our next incentive towards the determining the bonus game is going to be a grind fight RTA, as we call it, basically, because the grind fight I believe has no meaningful RNG in it at all, other than finding it if you're not manipulating the seed. So how quickly you can gain your levels depends really on how you manage your turn order, and whether you go for kind of a more aggressive strat with trying to get 2 lives on 1 dragon, or just go for 1. So we're going to be timing each of the runners based on when the dragon sprite appears, and then when the battle victory theme starts, and then whoever finishes their grind fight the fastest wins, and then we rank it from there.
Yep. So once again, I'll take Kata. I believe Firehead Roth. Crumps has no cash.
No, I have Kobahi.
Oh. Is it Feral Pigman that had Roth then?
Yeah, I have Roth.
Okay. That way they don't have to worry about it at all. I can just
Yeah.
do
Oh yeah,
everything.
Driscoll had raised an extra point too. Yeah, remember when Edward was a joke too in the in the speedrun? Now he's the slayer of antlions everywhere.
Edward was the ender of runs for quite a while because of the water hag fight.
So there's a little bit of RNG going into the grind fight. Even if you do get it, it could possibly be a strike first, or a surprise, or a back attack, and depending on which type of encounter you get, changes what needs to be done in that particular encounter in order to optimize it. And so the grind fight is the grind fight coupled with the 4 Fiends fight immediately after they are both two of the 2 most intense fights in the entire run. There's a lot of potential errors.
Yeah. And what they're hoping for is to be able to get, cause once they get past a certain screen transition in the giant, they can start encountering the battle where a searcher summons a D machine. I think it is possible to get searchers before that, I believe, but it's the version that can summon horsemen or what's the third one?
The giants.
Oh, back giants, yeah. I believe Magus did find a route for leveling up on Mag Giants, but it ended up being slower enough and having like a different enough setup that I don't think anybody does it.
We used to be able to have it be a little more viable at the time because we were going into the Sylph Cave, and it made it really easy to get everybody down low on health, except for obviously them being able to heal Cecil and having him block for everyone, which is how you take care of that Mag Giant fight. So now that we don't go in there, it can be done, but it's kind of more out of the question.
Yep. So
It would have been a fun incentive, but
you'll notice there's a very specific formation going into this fight because we need ATB to light up in a specific way, and you might actually see people with different strats because there's been a couple of different strats developed. The formation Roth has now particularly is kind of like a safer strat where you'll always take a fire from the dragon, but you're almost guaranteed to get 2 lives. And there's the fight for Roth, maybe. The problem with in order to actually get the fight, what a lot of people have to do is save and reset, and then we have the encounters mapped out after a save and reset. But you could potentially get the fight on the way in, which is obviously that's the fastest thing.
Yeah.
So,
Like, getting that was a big part of why Roth was able to get the record, because he got the on the way do machine grind.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, it can also troll you. So there's 2 possible monsters that can appear from a Searcher Beamer. One of them is the Horseman that Roth got, and the other one is the one we want with D machines.
Speaking of trolls, if you didn't notice, Kabahi got the 1 back attack on the moon that you cannot run from with the 2 red worms.
I did see that.
classic.
Never
Guess
fails.
why not?
Never fails.
Alright, so it's looking like Roth is going to have to reset and try and manipulate the fight. So this is an opportunity for everybody else to catch up.
I
Cash
think-
is doing his menuing.
If I recall correctly, last relay, all 4 runners got it on the way, so none of us actually had to do save and reset, I think.
Wow, I forgot about that.
And getting it on the first fight after a save reset is a 50-50 chance. So, right here for the Roth, I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
And he
There
got
it is.
I mean, this fight is going to make a big difference as far as who comes out ahead after the giant. Going into the lunar subterranean, the final dungeon.
Looks like Roth got the setup right too, so.
I believe and I believe the dragon's fire attack does a percentage of your HP and damage, so that's nice because there's no random variation on it.
Yeah, and it allows you to map out your healing, so it's always consistent.
Kata might have it.
Nope.
Troll.
Oh, he got trolled too. Ooh.
No
Now
cash
it's
might
no
have
cash's
it.
No
turn
cash
to
might
maybe
have it.
Yeah, if he gets on the way, I mean, well, although Roth's already in the fight, but I would bring no cash into second place then.
And Kata
Yes.
just started another one, so it's possible he's in it right now too.
This is very close.
Ah.
Alright.
Now Kata is trolled.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness.
The trolls, man.
So we're stopping it on the victory fanfare, or when the searcher
yes.
dies? Okay.
Do it on the victory fanfare.
Okay.
No cash, maybe? That should be it, actually, if I remember.
I didn't see his encounters. I was watching Kata.
I vaguely remember the setup for this. I had the toughest time remembering these.
I always have to look at my notes.
There it is.
Yeah, me too.
There it is.
I always have to look at Nerm's notes.
Because even though this is very repetitive, it's very technical as far as doing this as optimally as possible.
Oh, Kata and a back attack. Possibly the fight.
This should be it.
Oh, could be bad for Roth.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh, no MP.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah.
enough MP to cast Leak.
Does that? I mean, if Fusoya
happened-
elixirs himself, does that throw off the turn order?
Yeah, I think he was just about done anyway, but that's still unfortunate.
Well, the good news is that everyone is pretty healed, so that the D Machine's extra fires don't look like it's going to be too much of a problem.
Yeah, it's fortunate.
I got
that
right down to the very last bit of health on everybody,
Yeah,
but he
so-
was still saved.
So we'll see if how Kabahi's grind fight find is, because if he gets it on the way, that'll cut his deficit quite a bit.
My timing is off. I'm getting 2 dragons instead of 3.
Yeah, and if it wasn't obvious too, the reason they're doing this is to become strong enough to actually beat the final boss, basically, because they've been able to ride on the experience gains from all the forced battles up until this point. But in order to both have enough HP to survive Zeromus's Big Bang, and then just to be able to do enough damage to kill him in any kind of fast manner, they do have to gain some levels.
Heck, I think just to be able to survive that Fiends fight coming up, wouldn't we have to also... maybe we could get Fusoya through that if we were just banking everything off of walls, but I would think pretty much even just to get through the Fiends fight
It would certainly be a lot slower if you could really do is Fusoya.
That would be like days by comparison.
So I'll go ahead and talk about the grind fight as the runners are working, or the 4 Fiends fight as they're working through the grind fight. So Crumbs in legendary form discovered
I'm
a
so
strat.
sorry for this.
Discovered a strat where because the way the 4 Fiends fight works is it starts with Mylon, and then you do a certain amount of damage, and then they transition to Ruby, and then after you do a certain amount of damage to Rubicante, it transitions to Keinazo, and then it also adds a certain amount of hit points to the 4 Fiends. And so the strat is for whatever for whatever reason, reflected magic damage does not trigger the Fiend transition.
It's because it's a counter attack basically, and reflected damage ignores counters.
Okay. Well,
Kobahi might have gotten it on the walk.
And so the idea is to...
Crumbs, I'm gonna get done right here.
Okay.
I'm done now.
Cool.
Oh, I mean, you'll see it.
Oh,
Thanks for
So
that.
wait, did Roth finish his and everything? I totally missed it.
Roth is entering 4 fiends.
yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna go safety save, obviously, but cool.
You want to finish up near with what you were saying about the fiends then?
Sure. So this fight is very sketchy because the way we try to do it is time everything off of one wall, and then it's a very exact amount of hit points that damage we need to do. So it can be very, very critical if something goes awry. If damage rolls aren't good enough, you have to be able to adjust for it. It's a fight where you have to react on the fly to what's going on completely. And so,
Yeah, and if they like don't have the right damage in place too, and it triggers the transition from Rubicante to Kainatsu instead of just killing him, that being able to win at all is really, really hard.
It can be done, but yeah, you may as well just go ahead and reset at that point.
looks like Kata had to reset.
Yeah.
I was talking.
I didn't pay enough attention to my HP. Got killed.
Oh man. So Kobahi got the fight there. So
Yeah, I've started his timer.
So getting back to the whole strategy and how this got formed in the first place, because you may notice that this is, the laughter should tell you everything. You may notice this is really, really finite. Like if you know the health on anything and you're adding this up, it's ridiculous how close we cut this. And not just that, but when I quote unquote came up with these strats, it was completely by accident.
Well, that's how the best strats get discovered too, is by making like a mistake basically, and it turning out to actually be a good thing.
That's exactly what I did. I made the worst mistake ever. I thought on world record pace, and I screwed up and I got Rubicante to show up because we originally only killed Mylon in this, and it took a heck of a lot longer. I wound up accidentally pulling these strats out of thin air, and I made them happen by, I think you figured out, like under 100 health or something like that worth of heals to Rubicante. Like if I would have done 100 less health, it would have screwed me over completely. And I just got immensely lucky we found this, and that's where I pulled my first world record, was off of, or second one, excuse me, was off of these strats. It was just stupid luck. And now it's so tough for me to duplicate these. I had the toughest time relearning this.
Yeah. So actually kind of routing that into the fight made it faster, because now they can actually have Edge throw more spears at Mylon and Rubicante to make the damage add up quicker. Because whereas before you would have to stop basically doing anything other than reflected magic damage past a certain point in order for him to stay in Mylon form.
And Roth is through.
Nice. I think he's on sub 320 pace, isn't he?
Let's take a look. Oh yeah, for sure. And no cash is getting to the part where you sweat.
I sweat as soon as it goes over to Rubicante.
Yeah.
There's so much variation on what happens to me there. If Rydia's alive, if Rosa's still alive and she can actually throw a slow or not, it plays very differently there. Nicely done, no cash.
There we go, nice.
nice.
Whew, thanks. That was intense.
As well it should be.
I was nervous for that nuke, I'm sure everyone else was.
I always hold my breath on those.
I think I was a
Nuke is
turn
always,
behind. I was a turn behind, but Rosa got 2 slows in, so I think that's what did it. On Ruby, that is 2 on Mylon and 2 on Ruby.
So, Kobahi and Kata are very, very close right now. They're both killing off their party members at the end of the grind fight.
At the end of the CPU fight on the lower right and the very beginning of it on the upper right side. So we're 1 fight separated between first and second place still.
Canada getting trolled by Cecil.
Someone explain.
And time. I guess time. Yeah, though.
Okay.
Play that fight.
Yeah, I just
Another
lost
good
a
question
ton of
in
time having to
chat.
reset there.
Another good question in chat right there, and it's been answered already, but might as well do it in voice too. How many, do slows stack? Yes, they do, up to 3 times. And it is really useful.
So as it was mentioned earlier, you see Edge gaining all this experience from these grind fights, and then Kane is also getting the exact same amount of experience. So Kane joins the party as this mighty warrior.
Yeah. Oh, and then the CPU fight is another benefit to the Edge leveling route too, is being able to kill the CPU with, I believe, 3 throws and a Meteo. Then is the older strat.
Yep. Older strat was hold on to your butt and pray.
Yeah, it was slower and less reliable.
The amount of times I cussed out Rosa and her inability to cast the white spell when I wanted her to during that were infinite. Like, I probably came up with new cuss words during that.
So for incentives, I had 1 missed encounter, 3 bats, and I don't know my time, but
Yeah,
do we find out at the end?
Yeah, because I see everybody except No Cash's grind time in the Skype chat.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you needed it in there. I'll type it now.
So Kata and Kobahi are neck and neck now.
My pony's in the wrong order because I'm stupid.
Well, that does not help things.
You'll be fine.
Wow, No Cash destroyed this then.
Yeah,
he
he
won the grind fight
annihilated
RTA by over 20 seconds.
Yeah, I had a really good one with no mistakes, and it was a perfect fight for that strat.
So I believe Roth had some issues because he healed Fusoya and lost his MP underflow then during the giant.
Yeah, after his first troll.
Oh, is that what happened? I did not even comprehend that. Whoops.
Yeah, after the first one, when you elixired, it unfortunately got rid of the underflow. I saw that and I was like, I should say something, but then for some reason I didn't say anything.
That's so good.
Yeah.
My fault for being a fool.
I think I'm gaining on you, Roth. Holy moly.
Ooh.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
It's good. You've managed to do really well, No Cash. Like especially with your internet issues, you've managed to stay really solid.
I switched this form. Just so y'all know.
Ooh.
People missed it, but my Ruby fight was actually really good too. But I had a pretty average run.
There's a turtle.
So yeah, now we see the danger of Kainazo.
Ooh.
And Valvalis is really annoying as well. But yeah, Kainazo just pumps out the damage.
My fight went really bad, so I'm just kind of adjusting and not throwing it.
The ever popular Crump's safety second wall.
And then if they actually do fight Valvalis too, there's a glitch where she, I think, is only intended to be weak against Holy, but because of the glitch, she still has Kainatsu's lightning weakness too.
Oh, interesting.
So after the Four Fiends fight, there really isn't too much to the game except for walking all the way down to Zero Miss. And the walk can be a little trolly, depending on what kind of encounters you get in the final half of the walk. There's an encounter called Red Dragons that are faster than your whole party, and they will hit you, and it slows you down by a significant amount.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Kata doing that
Nice.
super swag.
Dude, all
Nice,
four
dude.
fiends. That's
Did he just fight
swag
all four
strats.
fiends?
Nicely done.
That's
And at
like
one point, had
nice
8 total
swag.
health with
Nice.
about 1 hit left to go on them. It was whew.
Wow, epic, dude. Did you guys? That means they finished around the same time still, right? Kobahi and Kata.
Kobahi's a little bit
Kobaya's
ahead.
a little ahead,
a little bit ahead. Yeah.
but that was really impressive by Kata.
Yeah, just winning
People don't
that fight.
understand that fight.
Yeah, winning that fight at all, if you trigger the second phase of it, is not easy at all.
That's really impressive. So, props.
You actually see Roth duping the Gungnir Spears right there. So the Gungnir Spears have a slightly higher attack power than the Drain Spears, and so that's going to boost his damage from about a 4200 to a 4400 range to about, I think it's about 4400 to 4600. It's a little bit of an increase, but it does help. Yeah, and as it was mentioned earlier, the CPU fight, if done properly, it's definitely nowhere near as intense as any of the previous fights. And you can still make mistakes, don't get me wrong, but it's
Yeah. Check
not
out the
nearly
Kata
as-
stream to find out how that goes. Come on, Drain. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. I gotta redo the Four Fiends.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No
What?
way.
Globe 199.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's alright. We got this. We got this.
yeah, because as you saw with the other runners, I mean, this strat is very tight. I mean, you pretty much you kill it right before it Globe 199s you, and if you don't make it, then you're probably gonna die.
I should have kept my mouth shut, I'm sorry. I jinxed you.
No, I didn't heal. I didn't heal up Cecil before the fight, and I parried his first turn away. But I forgot I kind of needed to parry his next one away to get the darts in before the media. So, no big deal. We'll do it again.
Alright, you got this.
8 Fiend hype.
Yeah, we'll get to
The fabled 18.
yeah.
Technically,
well-
it's 12 feet tight. He's already killed them. Like, he killed them the first time he saw them, then in
Hey,
this fight. and
He's
now-
gonna
That's
fight
true.
Lich, Carry, Kraken, and Tiamat too. For measure.
And then the FF9 version.
Alright, so through the walk through Lunar Subterrane, they're going to grab one item, the Protect Ring, and that's going to boost Edge's magic defense, which is going to reduce the damage from Big Bang a little bit. And fortunately for the route, it's literally right on the way, so it doesn't cost any time to grab. And you'll see No Cash doing its menuing right now for the Protect Ring. And this will be the final menuing before the end of the game. Hopefully, at least. He might have to heal.
Yeah, and that was one very kind of nice thing about this run too, is it's fairly light on menuing compared to a lot of other RPG runs. I mean, learning to run this game is a lot more about just learning how to execute the battles and like knowing where to go in dungeons and stuff like that. You do want to know what you're doing with the menus, though, just because this game has a very slow menu as far as like transitions and stuff.
Yeah, when you're going into the menu and then like opening up your item window or whatever, it's a huge time sink. Or when you're going in to actually equip while you're in your menu, same thing.
Yeah, if you hit item like instead of magic or equip, you're like, dang it. Takes forever.
Yep, I've thrown away PBs for doing that uncountable amounts of times.
And Roth right now hitting the final save point. He's duping his Gungners.
Wow, I turned him again.
Wait, that's a new one to me. Was there reasoning for that?
Keeping the sphere is just
slightly more damage. And you have time.
Yeah, you can do it doing smoking, right? Doing smoke from red dragons.
Or fatalize.
The counts and the walls from evil masks.
I'm about to hit my save point too, so it's awesome. Good race.
That was a pretty cool strat discovery too, because red dragons used to be, well, they are pretty bad an encounter to get during the second half of the lunar subterrane. But it was discovered that if you have Edge use his smoke spell, which he has because of leveling him up in the giant, you can run away before the dragons attack you, which vastly cuts down on the so that cuts down on the amount of menus you have to do for healing before you get to Zemus.
Yeah, I remember I was doing a run and El Megas came into my chat and he's just like, yeah, just smoke for red dragons. I tried it and I PB'd by like a minute and a half.
Alright, I'll get some more fitting music playing once it starts the Zemus fight too.
Alright, 4 fiends all the way through again.
Yeah, all 4 fiends.
the 8 fiends.
I've been watching this hoping.
Save.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna save this time.
Yeah, thank you.
The swag.
16 fiends hype.
So sorry, El Magus. I'm so sorry I did you. Hopefully you guys can both world record.
Well, Genya only needs to make up like 3 or 4 seconds to bop Dragon.
This is true.
El Magus needs to go Sabinless.
Yeah. Sabinless and maybe Mogless too.
Mogless? What the god?
And that would also be hopeless.
Yeah.
No Cash being severely trolled by this evil mask.
Yeah,
Never seen that before.
My finger slipped off of the run button, so you got like 5 extra turns in.
Yeah, whatever you do not let off of the run during those. I paid for that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I thought I was gonna die.
People died
sure.
and a lot of spells.
Yeah, good news is, I mean, I saved like 2 rooms before that, but still, I've been like, what?
All right, Roth
going
is
into
there.
the cutscene.
Yeah, Roth is starting the cutscene.
All right.
Good luck, Rod.
So since we've got what, like 6 minutes or so of cutscenes before the fight actually starts, maybe we should start explaining how the strat for Zemus works in this route.
All right. So the strat for Zemus is the party order is formed in such a way that Cecil will get the first turn, so he can immediately use the crystal, which we want, and then we're gonna berserk Kane right out of the gate, and then Kane's basic job the entire time is to just wail on Zemus with fights, and Edge is gonna throw darts, and that's gonna be the 2 primary sources of damage. On Rydia's first turn, she's going to cast a spell of some sort. Some people do Dancing Dagger because that counts as a spell. Some people do Ice One, and what that does is it causes Zemus to counter with a nuke, but that nuke counter also lowers Zemus's wisdom stat, and so his initial Big Bang is going to do significantly less damage than normal. And so ideally, Cecil, Edge, and Kane will survive the first Big Bang, but the problem there is depending on who Zemus chooses to nuke, he could actually nuke Cecil, and then he's just dead, and there's not much you can do about that. So the reason we want Cecil alive is he's basically used as a healer. He chucks elixirs at Kane and Edge, and then the fight progresses on with there's a lot of very tight timings, but the idea is you just try and keep everyone elixired at full health as much as possible, because Big Bang can, if you're really unlucky, it can instantly kill Edge, and that's just unfortunate, but part of the run. And then
if either Kane or Edge does die, it is possible to recover, which Niram actually did in the last relay, but it's not easy.
Yeah, so did Feral Pigman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and so Zemus has 3 phases. In his first phase, he'll Big Bang again, he'll Black Hole, he'll Big Bang, and then he'll cast a Virus. But you want to do enough damage to Zemus to transition him to his second phase before he gets to that virus cast. And then his Zemus' second phase, which is triggered after you do enough damage. It's Big Bang, Black Hole, Nuke, Big Bang, Big Bang, Big Bang, Black Hole, Nuke.
And every time he does Big Bang, he shakes the turn before that too, which is basically a free turn.
That's correct. And then there's also a very long pause after Zemus casts Nuke, and any kind of recovery is going to happen there. And then his final phase, Zemus just starts spamming Meteo, and that's when he has, I believe, it's either 10k or 12k health. I don't remember the specific number. And
yeah, that looks scary as heck the first time you see it, until you find out that his Meteo is actually very weak compared to yours.
You can get incredibly unlucky if the timing is totally, I guess, wrong. He can Big Bang and then immediately Meteo after it, and that's a guaranteed instant kill. And that phase is actually really scary. If you're not at full health when he starts the Meteo phase, it's very, very easy to die. Despite it only doing 1,000, he's spamming the crap out of it. So
yeah, you may get one turn in before all of a sudden he's hucking another one at you, and he may miss everybody with every bit of those spells.
Yeah, and he's so close to dead at that point that a lot of runners just opt to just try to finish him off rather than heal. Because like 2 rounds of attacks will kill him at that point.
Yeah, it's either 3 darts.
3.
It's 3 darts or 2 attacks from Kane and 2 darts from Edge will kill him once he starts Meteoing. Well, good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to Roth.
But not anybody else, just Roth.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, shoutouts to our restream server, by the way, for being able to stream 4 Zeromus battle backgrounds at the same time without turning it into a slideshow, too.
Remember when XSplit alone couldn't handle it?
So you'll notice Edge for Roth has 2440 hit points, and Zeromus is capable of doing 2500, so it's possible that Roth could get extraordinarily unlucky and have to reload, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
No, Cassius has even less health.
And let's
Very
not
true.
mention that
2390.
Kabahis only has 2465 as well.
Everyone's going for the normal level amounts.
I had 1 extra D machine because just the way mine worked out.
Alright, here we go on Roth. One of the big time variances in this fight, like I mentioned, is whether or not Cecil gets nuked. If Cecil doesn't get nuked, he can play healer until the next Big Bang, and that allows you to get a lot more damage in. Alright, that's good for
Nice.
Roth.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh.
And Kobahi has arrived.
Well, now that it's passed, I noticed that nobody picked up the door gold. I'm very let down. This guys. It's gold. It's good luck gold. Come on.
I'm gonna be picking up the door rod on the way in.
Okay, that's better.
I was considering grabbing the poison claw.
Alright, first big bang for Roth. 1848.
Oh, it killed Cecil.
It's supposed to kill Cecil.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
the first.
Oh, the first one after?
The first full strength one.
Yeah. I thought you meant the very first one.
No.
First one we care about.
Yeah, the current Japanese record is an interesting strat where it nerfs every one of his big bangs with like Edge's magic or using items on him. But for this run, it's only the very first big bang that gets nerfed.
Roth skipped Black Hole again, didn't he?
Yep. So Roth is in phase 2 for Zemus right now.
His throws are also doing about 300 to 400 more damage than no caches are. Or his darts, I should say.
Yep, that's the Gungnir difference. Looks like no
Yeah,
cache.
Cash also got
nukes.
the good. Yeah, also got the
Nice.
good nuke.
So what happened with Roth is he actually transitioned. He transitioned to phase 2 before Zemus was able to get Black Hole off, which maintains the Berserk status on Kane and actually makes the fight a lot quicker. So that's very good for Roth. And then past this point, you want Kane to be throwing the elixirs and doing the healing because Edge does more damage. $14.07, good.
Got my hand on the timer for whenever Roth's done.
Another good big bang. Roth's getting good damage rolls for his big things. And you'll see No Cash just got Black Hold, so Kane is going to lose his Berserk status before the phase shift. Because I don't think he's phase shifted yet. There you go, there's the phase shift. Roth is in danger territory.
No, that's medium. He's good.
Okay, there you go. He's
All right,
Nice.
Shit.
he's at full health, so he's pretty much
Time.
clear now. Time. All right, 3:17:30.
Nice.
Nice.
Congrats, Roth.
Nicely done,
Congrats,
sir.
Roth. Ultra spooky hype.
Good job.
Just boogie.
Good job, Roth. Trash can, carrot, swag too.
Oh yeah, I got the swag strats too. The swag Mylon
Oh,
strats.
man. I'm shaking.
Very nice, Roth. Very nice.
All right,
Yeah,
all right. You
that's
ready?
Awesome.
You ready? Happy?
Just give me a timer. Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. I'm gonna mute Skype because I'm bad. See you guys later.
Bye.
So yeah, good luck.
Bye, happy.
Yep.
Good luck.
Alright, looking at No Cash now. fight's looking pretty good. So far, at least.
Almost about ready to get kicked off on Kabahi's side as well.
Hopefully no one realizes that I accidentally attacked with
Oh,
edge on the very
no.
last attack.
I did not see that.
Oh no, indeed. Wow.
Oh no?
Oh god, that got damage rolled.
Sorry,
20.
guys.
2457.
I got
Yeah.
big
Yeah, you got
names to death.
RNG'd.
Oh.
You got RNG'd.
Oh, jeez.
This is the first time this has happened in the relay.
Oh.
What do you guys want to do? You want me to go for
And
it?
you safety saved, right?
I did.
Yeah, just load up and go for it.
Wow. Sorry, down.
That's
That
it's just
isn't even your
extreme.
fault.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
really
I
bad
was,
luck.
RNG.
I mean,
I was a few dancing daggers or a few darts away. Wow. That's really unlucky.
There's nothing you can do about it. Just get back in there.
Yeah, it's literally just RNG giving you a number it can be done, but it's larger than the health pool that we have on Edge when you go with the normal level going in.
That's really unfortunate. I got Kobahi starting his Zemus fight now. If his luck has been any kind of the same, he's gonna need to change rows though.
I'm gonna say he's got the ropes backwards. Yeah.
oh yeah. Cecil's rooting everyone on.
Got the good nuke.
Nice.
Yep.
Everybody
Three good
has.
nukes. That's. I would say Zemus has been polite, but that's not the case.
Zemus doesn't know the word
Yeah.
polite.
Just lulling people into a false sense of security. You know, being horrible.
And then 2600 damage. Boom!
We'll shift the commentary over to FF5 once I guess most of the teams are on FF5. It does have it's the start of the run is pretty slow, so isn't really a whole lot to say other than just we got a bunch of cutscenes here and then go meet your party.
Yeah, I'm slightly behind, so this could be iffy.
It'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
You've got this, bro, Bahi.
Brobahi. I approve.
Oh man.
Catastrophic on the last little bit here before he hits his boss room. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, entering
No
the
more
cutscene.
random fights. The best part. No more random fights, and you get to sit back for a few minutes.
Take a breath.
Oh,
and then
I was not
hold
expecting
it
that
again.
transition. He double shaked.
I hate those.
Yeah, that's always kind of annoying.
Oh, I'm glad I waited anyways, because usually I throw it out there with edge and then I'd like get nuked on one guy that has heals.
Alright, let's see if Zemus plays as nice Kobahi as he did no cash.
Ooh.
just want to thank the FF4 commentary team for your work, guys. You've done great commentary.
Yeah, good job to all the commentators.
Just trying to fill the huge shoes that Deucler left from last year.
Oh, you've done a great job, man. Proud of you.
Sorry, like 5 people probably got that terrible Simpsons reference. I'm so sorry. No, for real, it's fun as always doing this stuff. I'm surprised I'm still awake, quite honestly.
After a busy evening of FF13.
Yeah, I made the mistake of doing a full workday, taking an hour off, and then doing this, so I'm pretty well just, like, done.
And Kobahi is not getting that face change.
I'm sure Roth is shortly, too.
Oh, boy.
I'm in danger of the big... No, I didn't. Oh, I did! This could be interesting.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Came down.
Of course, that wastes that elixir turn also.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So at this point, he's probably just gonna keep elixiring edge until Meteor misses, and then try to sneak darts in to get the kill.
Yeah. It's not as devastating as dying earlier on.
Yeah, because he's not gonna big bang anymore. All he's doing is Meteor, and it has a decently high chance to miss.
Yeah, he can alternate, and he should be okay.
And that's a miss anyways. Sweet. And... Time.
Alright, 3:25:48.
GG. GG. All done.
Still, way to fight through all that adversity, Kobahi. That's still really impressive. Like, you had... That game gave you no breaks almost the entire way, so good work.
Yeah.
And Kata just getting up to where you actually do stuff. Instead of just sitting here listening to everyone's pep talks.
Looks like Kata has an extra level on Kane, which will help his damage a little bit.
Yeah, nice, he does.
And hopefully Edge has enough hit points to survive.
Alright, Dragon, are you ready to go?
Well... Good luck, No Cash and Cat on your fights, and good luck at Final Fantasy V and 6 on us.
Congrats, Ko.
Well done, Kobahi.
Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Dragon.
Hey, Dragon.
How's everyone? They were really good.
Just fix the cropping on Dragon stream.
Hello.
Alright, here goes Kata.
Oh, there's the first time a nuke went the wrong way.
Yeah, Edge got nuked, but it's not as bad as Cecil.
Yeah, it could be far worse, but it's still not the best.
Yeah, it's still
has
worse.
The heal. He already has the heal up, which is good. So.
Worse than one of the girls getting nuked.
And now No Cash is off to the races.
Oh, but that first Big Bang did kill a Cecil.
Intriguing. That rarely happens.
It looks like Cecil's down a level, so could be why. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's just slightly slower fight. He must have been dead for CPU, I suppose.
Well, there's a nuke on Kane for no cash, but that should actually be fine. He has enough health to live through it.
Bear with me. OBS's layout tools are so hard to use remotely. Alright, we'll call that good.
Oh, 2400.
Oh man,
2403. Jeez.
Those the extra levels definitely help there.
Kinda getting the virus, but still should be okay.
Everyone else just clutching up a little every time a big bang happens on no cash's side.
He's getting some strong big bangs.
Yeah. I would definitely be nervous. I always get nervous when you see the 2 in the first digit. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
This is come down to a photo finish here.
Oh, there's a Doom Boom here.
Big team.
Which of them is ahead right now? Just to make sure I'm on the right timer.
I believe Kata is ahead, very
Yeah,
slightly.
Kata seems to be ahead.
They're really close though.
It's right neck and neck.
I'll let you know which video we see first.
Cat is ahead by about 3 inputs.
Oh man, those big bangs are rough.
I've only seen one for no cash that was under 2K.
Yeah, this has been brutal bad.
Should be seeing some videos for Kata here soon.
Oh my god, that's
2184. Are you kidding me?
Wow. There's a video on Kata.
Yeah, Kata's
Alright,
a video.
yeah, I'm in there. Alright, that's it. Time right there.
Time. Alright, 332.40.
GG,
Nice.
sir.
Nice
Well
order.
done.
Killing all the
GG
fiends.
Kata.
Well done on the eight fiends and big doll.
Thanks, guys.
All the swag. There's Meteor for no cash. Well done, guys. Well done.
Alright, Jenya, are you ready?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, it seems as though Final Fantasy IV time is almost up, so I wanted to thank all the runners for giving us quite the entertaining edge of your seat ending there, and all the commentators as well.
That's time.
Time? Alright, about 3:33:30.
Cool. Cool.
I should have waited 3 more seconds. Nicely done, dude.
Yeah, good job, everyone. Good job.
Seriously, well done, everybody. And again, likewise, as was just said there, thank you guys. I'll tell all the runners, everybody go give a follow for real to Kabahi No Cash. Well, you gotta say your full name. Sorry, Kabahi No Cash Catastrophic 4 in the Rod.
Okay,
for real.
If I can interrupt for a second, Del, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Cool. Good luck to all the FF5 runners as well.
Yep. Good luck.
Good luck, Dylan. Take me home, buddy. Sorry about that. Thanks to everybody. Thanks, Poexel, for having me, hosting us. A lot of fun. My first run in a relay. Sorry, internet crapped out and bad luck at the end, but thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Oh.
I'll tune in and out of the Final Fantasy V call, but I have to work for Final Fantasy VI. So thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Have a good one, No
later,
Cash.
No Cash. Have a good one.
Good job, No Cash.
Yeah, and just to echo what everybody just said, thank you all for watching. We do appreciate it. Thanks, Poexel. It looks good. Came together good. I had fun. I hope everybody else had fun. Thanks to all the commentators and all the viewers and everybody else. So I'm gonna hop off. Have a good one, guys.
See you later, Kata.
All right, later, Kata.
I'm also going to get out of here and become a spectator. And to the Final Fantasy V runners, may all your steps be manipulated.
You just jinxed it. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
no
I'm
falling
gonna get
through
out of
any
here,
holes
too,
on the
because
ship.
I need to pass out. So again, seriously, thank you, everybody, for real. Much love to everyone. I'm out. Well
Yep,
done,
later,
everyone.
Later, Crumps. Glad to have you aboard.
Bye, Crumps.
Take it easy, Grumps.
I might lurk as well. It's like 5 a.m. here, so
Yes.
Yep. Thank you very much, everyone, for the race and for the commentary. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And can't wait to do it again in a couple of months.
Yes, in May in person too.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
no Runette trying to get in the way.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. All right, later, guys.
All right, later, Roth. Have a good one.
Bye, Roth.
See ya.
Thanks.
Okay, so do we have Sarah?